This is rookie running back Steve Atkins of the Green Bay Packers trying to fill the shoes today of the veteran Turdell Middleton out with a shoulder injury. Leading the Detroit defense against the Pack, this man, Al Bubba Baker, who leads the Lions in sacks and had 3 in last week's game. He'll be coming all afternoon. From County Stadium in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the NFL on CBS presents the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Ryan with Roman Gabriel here in Milwaukee on a bright, sunshiny afternoon. 2 teams struggling, Roman, in the NFC Central. And today, you might expect that we would see a wide-open football game. But what do you think?
Well, with the records of both teams, Tim, you would think so. But I guess the Lions are a ball-control team. They'll probably stay that way unless they get behind, and they'll have to go to the air. And Green Bay is similar. They both like to play ball control, and that's probably what we'll see starting out.
Well, the Packers, of course, having to start Atkins at running back, lost Barty Smith, their fullback, during the week at practice, and they'll have Eric Torkelson running in his spot, really a natural halfback, and only a reserve in the past. And so tough work ahead for both these teams who have a lot of injuries, but they say they're ready to play this afternoon. The Green Bay Packers will kick it off. Chester Markole, and the deep men for the Detroit Lions are Luther Blue and Ken Calicut. Awaiting the kickoff at the 5-yard line. Markole's kickoff will be taken by Calicut at the 6. Loose ball. Calicut still loose, and looked like he held on as the Pack descended on him at the 11-yard line. Calicut retained possession. A Lion is down upfield, and Detroit will start 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line. And one of the Lion special teams player is down and hurt at the 25-yard line. Both these teams have suffered from injuries. They have had starters out. They've had reserves out. About 20 players in all over the 2 rosters are injured. For the Detroit Lions, starting will be the rookie Jeff Comlo at quarterback. The running backs are Bo Robinson and Dexter Bussey. The wide receivers Freddie Scott and Gene Washington. The tight end David Hill, and he was somewhat questionable in the warm-up today. He's got a shoulder injury, but evidently will start. Freddie Scott playing with a broken bone in his left forearm. Offensively along the front line of the Lions, Larry Terry at center. The guards are Elias and Bollinger. The tackles are Dorney and Baldeschwaller. And Keith Dorney, of course, the outstanding rookie from Penn State. Monty Clark very happy with his play so far. The injured Lion player was Eddie Cole, rookie linebacker number 50, being assisted off the field, and we're ready to go with the Lions' first series. Detroit coming into the game with a 1-5 mark. The Green Bay Packers 2-4. It is the oldest rivalry between these 2 teams, the Lions and the Packers. First down, and Scott motion. And this is Bussey off the left side, gets out to the 16-yard line. Picked up about 5 yards. He was hit there by Johnny Gray coming up from the safety spot, number 24. Defensively for the Green Bay Packers, they've got a number of substitutes filling in for injured starters. They'll have Mike Butler at left end, and then Earl Edwards and Charles Johnson are backups playing at the tackle spots, and Robert Barber is a backup to Ezra Johnson starting at right defensive end. 2nd and 5, Detroit in the shadows in their own zone. Bussey again ran into his own man, knocked right into his running path, picked up a couple of yards to bring up 3rd and let's say about 3.5 to go for the Detroit Lions. Jeff Comlo, the number 8 pick from Delaware. Gary Weaver made the tackle for the Packers, and there are the linebackers. Weaver is joined by rookie Rich Wingo in the middle, and Mike Douglas, number 53, on the right side. A very strong secondary. McCoy and Estes Hood, second-year man on the corner. Steve Luke and Johnny Gray, veterans at safety. 3rd and 3. Bussey has it out to the 25-yard line, cutting back against the rain. Good effort there, Roman, as it looked like he was stopped and then found a little more daylight.
All right, Tim, the Lions doing exactly what we felt they would do. Coming in this game, they're going to test the left side of that line. That's Earl Edwards playing left tackle, 11-year veteran, and also Mike Butler, 77, on the left side. There they go for a big gain and a first down.
Mike Douglas, a linebacker, the first man to slow him up.
Mike Butler, 77, still playing with a dislocated elbow.
In motion comes the tight end. Well, now he's just going to jump over to make the strong side left, David Hill. Bussey again, straight ahead behind Larry Terry and Homer Elias, the left guard. Wingo, the middle linebacker, stopped him, and he got about a 3-yard pickup on the play. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited.
Tim, I think we're going to see both teams using a lot of I formation because both defensive clubs like to use an over and under defense. And from the I spot, you can slant back to the weakness of that defense much easier than you can for split backs.
Slot formation left for the Lions. They pitch it out for Bo Robinson. Gets a good block on the corner. Keith Dorney throwing the block. Johnny Gray finally forced him out at the 33-yard line, close to the 34. That'll bring up 3rd and a yard for the Lions, and they bring in a couple of new bodies. Luther Blue and a second tight end, Ulysses Norris, number 80, joining David Hill. Philadelphia continues to roll 24-20 over St. Louis, and Ron Jaworski heard earlier in that game, as far as we know, John Walton had to finish up. Roman?
Well, Walton's a fine quarterback, and he just hasn't had the chance to play, but if he did finish up, he did an outstanding job.
Eagles are now 6-1 in the NFC East. 3rd and a yard here for the Lions out of the I motion. They got Robinson behind the line, but the Packers had a pretty good jump on the play. Was he drawn over? We'll find out from the referee, Cal Lepore.
I think Comlo going to a long count, which is a very good to do in a situation like that. Short yardage, change the count, go to 3 rather than 1 or 2, and you draw them off sides. We used to do that quite a bit, Tim.
Butler and Edwards made the stop, but it was offside against Green Bay. It'll be first down Lions, and they move smartly out from their own 11 at the beginning of this game.
Offside, 7-0 defense is the first down.
Robert Barber is 7-0, the 4-year man from Grambling. The Packers without Ezra Johnson out with an ankle injury. Carl Barzalauskas went on injured reserve with an arm injury and a pinched nerve. They've got their linebackers Mike Hunt and John Anderson, 2 outstanding sophomore linebackers, both hurt. First down, Kamala wants to throw. Up the middle, Washington wide open. First down to the 40-yard line of Green Bay. Steve Luke, number 46, made the tackle.
I think this is something we're going to see quite a bit of from the Lions. On first down, they generally run. Here's play action, good call. Gene Washington has only caught 4 passes this year. They're going to the right guy. The Packers were in a double zone. There's an open area right behind the backers. Play action holds those backers.
21-yard gain for Detroit. On the move in Packer territory. Tim Ryan and Roman Gabriel. We are just underway at County Stadium in Milwaukee. Loose ball. Comlo just covers it. And the linebacker Weaver in there to touch him down. It'll be a loss of about 3 on the play.
Probably one of the biggest reasons for the Lions' unsuccessful year. 19 turnovers to this point, and their defense has only taken the ball back 9 times. Well, it's difficult to tell there. A lot of times the center's even generally moving forward and the quarterback moving back. At that time it was hard to tell.
Larry Terry is the center, second-year man from Wake Forest. The rookie quarterback, Comlo. It'll be second and about 13. Robinson straight ahead. Bo Robinson is a rookie running back from West Texas State who became a starter early on for the Lions this year. Rich Wingo and Mike Douglas combining on the tackle. He picked up about 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and let's say 7.
Well, you can hardly blame the Lions for trying to control the line of scrimmage. The Packers have 3 fellas in there on that defensive front that weren't starters when the year began. The Lions are going to give them a good test with that young, strong offensive line.
Look at this. The Giants ahead of San Francisco 32-16. 5 defensive backs in for the Packers. Wiley Turner, number 20, has come into the secondary. Slot left. and under pressure, he gets it off to Robinson. Robinson goes right through Rich Wingo with a nifty move and has a first down inside the 30 of Green Bay. Charles Johnson ranged back from defensive tackle to make the stop. Another Lion is down.
Well, we got a man down there, Tim. It's hard to tell.
Could be the running back Robinson. We'll wait and see.
Actually, all we have here is flooding the defense to the left side. Good pressure there. Little quick screen out here to the left to Robinson, who made a heck of a move on Wingo, the middle linebacker. Packers had it played well. Let's take a look at the pressure. Let's see where it comes from. Comes from the left side, I believe, of the Lions offensive line. Fullback's moving into the protection.
It is Bo Robinson, the ball carrier, is the injured player. We'll be back in a moment. Bart Starr, head coach of the Green Bay Packers, had Zeke Bratkowski on the right of his screen, former quarterback and his offensive man. Robinson, the injured Lion, is still down there receiving attention. Now they're going to get him to his feet. The number 3 pick from West Texas State had a big play there for a Lions first down inside the 30. This rivalry goes back to 1934 when the Lions moved to Detroit. The two clubs have met 91 times. And over that whole series, the Lions lead it 51-39 with 7 ties. Tonight on CBS, you'll be watching 60 Minutes, we hope, followed by Archie Bunker's Place. Archie, Edith, and Murray tangling over the energy crisis in Archie's Place, followed by One Day at a Time and Flesh and Blood. I'm really looking forward to that special. That's from the novel written by my good friend Pete Hamill. I've read the book, and it's an exciting book. I'm sure that it'll make a great television show. All on CBS tonight. Robinson is being assisted off, and it'll be Horace King, the 5-year man from Georgia, coming in to take his place. And indeed, King, the man that Robinson beat out for the starting position early this season.
Well, Tim, the Lions' game plan working to a T. They've had the ball almost 5 minutes, driving all the way from their 10-yard line down to the Packers' 28, 29-yard line.
Slot formation left. Freddie Scott in the slot for the Lions, who are on the move in Packer territory. Scott in motion. Scott has it. Estes Hood on the tackle, and Kamlo was going to him all the way. A gain of about 8 on the play. Let's see where they mark it. It'll be about 2nd and 2.
All right, they're bringing Scott in motion from the slot left side, which gives them man coverage on the Packers. Fine throw by Kamlo. Good play to start out with.
Roman, how much do you expect them to pick on Hood, who is, well, he's a second-year man, is really effectively a rookie replacing Willie Buchanan since gone to San Diego?
I tell you, Tim, anytime you got a guy that hasn't had much experience, you got to go after him.
It is 2nd and about 4, 3.5. Kamlo looking for Leonard Thompson, incomplete. And it was Hood on the coverage. He had a little help from the linebacker Gary Weaver that time.
All right, let's take a look at what Dave Hill has to do other than catch passes. Here they have him on a slow block. He's working on Robert Barber, number 70, fine position. Dave Hill might have a future as an offensive tackle when he's no longer able to catch passes.
6'2", 230 pounds. We mentioned he came into this game with a shoulder injury suffered last week. There was some question as to whether he'd be able to play, but obviously he's a competitor and he's out there. 3rd and a long 2 for the Lions. Kamlo's got time, got Washington first down. Mike McCoy on the tackle. They're going to mark it inside the 10-yard line. This has been an impressive opening drive by the Detroit Lions here at County Stadium in Milwaukee.
I think we're going to see the Lions. We're going to see this kind of play more often today, going to Gene Washington, who, as we mentioned earlier, had only caught 4 passes. Fine protection by that offensive line. Good route by Washington. 3rd down has been a problem area for the Packers, giving it up 51% of the time.
The diagnosis on Bo Robinson is bruised ribs. Whether he'll be back, we'll wait and see. Dexter Bussey inside the 10, got only 1.5 yards on the play before Mike Butler, fine young defensive end from Kansas, pulled him down, the first pick in '77. When Butler and Ezra Johnson are healthy, the Packers are in excellent shape at defensive end. They've got two outstanding young players who can only get better.
Here you go, Tim. Final, the Giants 32, San Francisco 16. A winning streak.
There is Bo Robinson, rookie running back for the Lions. Gain of less than a yard as it turned out. It'll be 2nd and 9. Horace King trying to pick his way behind Bollinger and Dorney. Rich Wingo and Charles Johnson were the men to stop him. He got a couple. They're going to mark it at about the 6-yard line. So the Packers getting tough in close to their own goal line. 3rd and goal at the 6.
We might see the Lions try to go on top on a little what we call a pop streak. Both wide receivers flaring out to the corner. The Packers are in a bump and run situation.
Slot left. Freddie Scott on the slot. They have split backs. Backer over the line was the rookie linebacker Wingo, anticipating the count a little too eagerly. Did not appear to be drawn, and we're going to guess that the infraction is against Green Bay.
I'll tell you, the Packers come up here with a safety blitz. And number 50, the linebacker, middle linebacker, Wingo, jumps off sides. Good heady poise by Comlo, going to the 3 count again, drawing them off sides when they need it badly.
Leonard Thompson goes out. Freddie Scott in for the Lions, running the plays into Comlo.
Encroachment, contact before the snap, 5-hole defense, 3rd down.
That is the Alabama rookie Rich Wingo, who got the starting job over Mike Hunt when he was hurt. And there are some in Green Bay who said Wingo might have won that spot anyway. So with Hunt and Wingo, they've got 2 outstanding young performers at middle linebacker when they're healthy. This is a growing team. It's going to be a good one, not in the not too distant future for Green Bay fans. Meanwhile, 3rd and goal now, inside the 5 at the 3. Horace King. Did he get it? There's no arms up except on the part of Lions players. Stopped short, but not by much.
That's a tough call. 3 yards to make, Tim, unless you're figuring on going on a 4-down basis. 3 yards to go for a touchdown up the middle on a goal line situation. Very difficult.
Here comes Lawrence Gaines, number 38, into the backfield with the play for Comlo. Out goes Horace King. Now Leonard Thompson comes in at wide receiver. And out goes Luther Blue, and Thompson brings in another play. They gave him 2. Is that a choice he's getting there, Roman? Pick out the one you like?
I think they really want this touchdown bad.
4th and a yard. Lawrence Gaines did not get it. They really racked him up at the goal line. The linebacker Wingo popped him. Charles Johnson, the defensive tackle, was there as well. And the Packers stopped the Lions right at the goal line.
Well, let's take a look at it here, Tim. Comlo hands off just straight over the middle. Fine play in there by the linebackers and Charles Johnson. What a play by the Green Bay Packers.
That play again, a big defensive move here by the Green Bay Packers.
Let's take a look at it. Comlo hands off. There's a fine play in there by Barber and Charles Johnson, and there's Wingo and Gray. Gray, the free safety, up there to make the stop. They rented the only guy that's been there for every game, Charlie Johnson.
I still like Monty Clark going for it, though, instead of taking the 3. They had driven down the field smartly. He wanted the big 6. And even though they came up empty. Torkelson carrying the ball for the first offensive play for the Green Bay Packers this afternoon. The Lions used up 8:50 of the clock with that long drive from the opening kickoff. Ken Sanders made the stop on Torkelson, a gain of 2. Offensively for the Packers, young David Whitehurst at quarterback. The rookie Atkins at the running back spot. Eric Torkelson, veteran running back, replacing the injured Barty Smith. Mofton and Andre Thompson, the wide receivers. Paul Kaufman, the tight end. 2nd and 8. Setbacks line up in the end zone. This is Atkins trying the left side, and he's shut down. Doug English, number 78, outstanding defensive tackle. Got some help from the linebacker, John Brooks.
Well, let's take a look at this play. I tell you, it's difficult to run against the Lions. In the last couple of weeks, they've really come on strong. Fine play by Ed O'Neill, who's come off the bench the last 3 weeks to play great middle linebacker.
There is young Jeff Comlow, the Delaware quarterback. And I gave a wrong statistic that the Lions fans looking in probably picked up on. The Packers lead the long-time series over the Lions. 51 wins, 39 defeats, and 7 ties. Flag down, and the whistle blows before the contact was made. On 3rd and long for Green Bay, trying to come out from the shadow of their goal line after their outstanding goal line stand.
I think the Green Bay offensive lineman.
Offense.
A couple of the Packers offensive line getting off a little early.
A difficult place to start your first series from, isn't it?
You bet. That's tough country down there, trying to come straight ahead. Defensively for Detroit, an ex-Packer, number 75, Dave Purifoy on the left side. On the other end, Big Al Baker. Sanders, a former defensive end, playing inside for the injured John Woodcock, along with English. The linebackers, the rookie Brooks, the veterans O'Neill and Weaver. And the secondary, Walt Williams, Luther Bradley on the corners, Doug Jones and Jimmy Allen. James Hunter is out with a calf injury. Can play today, but is tender. So Allen has moved to free safety. Doug Jones is at strong safety. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. All kinds of motion again. It looked like the Pack moved off early. Looked to me like somebody was starting to pull left, and that drew the Lions over. Let's see how the referee sees it.
Offense.
He saw it the same way.
Tim, these are the kind of mistakes that teams with the record that the Lions and the Packers have make, and we're seeing it again this week.
False start. Moving before the snap. 69. Offense is 3rd down.
And a second-year man, Leotis Harris, pulling guard from the right side, number 69. Second-year man from Arkansas, who beat out Mel Jackson, the veteran, for that guard position this season. They are practically in their end zone. Atkins digs his way out to the 2-yard line. Brooks was there, number 53, the linebacker, to make the tackle, and Green Bay will punt.
Lions are going to get good field position again. Second series of downs for the Lions. They'll should have real excellent field position.
The deep man, Calicut, number 31. And Ken Ellis, number 48. And they're standing at the 45-yard line. David Beverly gets it away. Not a bad punt. And it's been touched and then grabbed by Ellis. And he's dropped back inside Detroit territory by John Thompson, the rookie tight end from Utah State. Tough break for the Lions there. It's turned out not badly. They're well out of midfield, but they could have been fairly deep into the Packer zone. We're scoreless in the first period. Say that the interest rates are going to be even higher. You want to borrow a couple of $1 million at interest rates so low your banker would laugh at you? Apparently it's not all that difficult. Ask Uncle Sam. A lot of people who already are millionaires did just that, and they got the money. That's what apparently it's all about tonight on 60 Minutes. I wish I could get home in time to see that. First down, Lions at their own 49-yard line. In motion, Eddie Scott. Dexter Bussey. Straight ahead behind Larry Terry. Got about 4 yards on the play. Let's see where they spot it. It'll be a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. The linebacker Wingo is there again. He's a busy young man, the rookie from Alabama.
Actually, Tim, the man in motion doesn't really help the running play, but what the Lions are able to see is that they got single coverage in the secondary when they send Washington or Thompson in motion.
Oakland in front of Atlanta, 3-0. San Diego leading Seattle 7-0. Those games just underway. We have 3:30 remaining first period here. David Hill jumps to the tight end right. They set a wingman out there, and they come back to the short side. King dropped the ball and just manages to retain possession against Mike Douglas and Johnny Gray scooting in there trying to grab the loose one.
King did not see the ball. He overlooked the fact that he had to catch it before he ran. Good pitch out by Comlow here. King just did not look the ball in. He's lucky to get it back. First thing he should do here is get on the ball. Don't try to pick it up and run it. Get on it.
Terry Jones, number 63, not Douglas 53, the man diving in there trying to get it for the Packers. Jones, the man Roman mentioned coming off a knee injury. Second-year man from Alabama is in there at defensive tackle. Tomlow on third down, and it's incomplete, intended for the tight end David Hill. Mike McCoy, the cornerback, had him all the way, number 29. And so the Lions will have to punt.
That time they doubled the outside receiver and had a defensive back on David Hill. The Lions trying to go to the right guy, but it's difficult to go to a tight end when you got an outside corner covering.
Steve Odom is the deep man for the Packers, awaiting the punt from Larry Swider. Swider standing at his 37. A lot of signal calling to be done out there, as you can hear. Swider angling, gets a Lions bounce. Leonard Thompson will down it all the way down at the 7-yard line of Green Bay. So once again, the Packers have to start from deep in their own zone. 2:27 remaining here in the first quarter. After the 40-yard punt by Swider, we are still scoreless in Milwaukee. Well, that's all next Saturday on the Sports Spec. The World Amateur Roller Skating Championship should be interesting, and of course the world's strongest men. The Packers starting from their own 8-yard line, first down, and with Eric Torkelson and Steve Atkins, a new pair of starting running backs. Middleton is dressed but has a shoulder injury. Barty Smith hurt his knee walking onto the practice field this past week, had surgery, gone for the year. This is Atkins, number 32, did not get back to the line of scrimmage. Very close to it perhaps, but there'll be no gain. Ken Sanders and Dave Purifoy on the tackle.
Tim, that's one of the big problems the Packers have had. They're a ball control team, but they've only been able to control the ball 25 minutes a game, and that's number 13 in the league. San Francisco's 14th.
Oakland's opened the margin over Atlanta 10-0 in the first. In motion goes Andre Thompson, the wide receiver, 89. Flags down.
Flag on the play.
Torkelson not get much. Eric Torkelson, 6-year man out of Connecticut, was an 11th round pick in 1974. One of those players just awfully hard to cut. He works hard. He's good on the specials. Plays several positions for you. And here he is, a 200-pound halfback, having to fill in for big Barty Smith. And that's how snake-bit the Packers have been. Barty Smith walks onto the practice field and without any contact suffers a knee injury, gone for the season.
Offside, 6-0, defense, second down.
6-0 is Al Bubba Baker. Second down, about 5 for the Pack.
They also lose those 19 receptions that Barty Smith had. Torkelson only has 1, so it'll be interesting to see what the Packers do with him.
Torkelson had only carried the ball 3 times this season. In motion goes Andre Thompson. Steve Atkins. They shut him down. Good defensive play. Baker's out there. Bradley, number 27, the cornerback, coming up to make the stop. May have lost about a yard on the play.
Tim, whenever you're a ball control team, you have to control or run more plays than the opposition. The Packers have run 345 plays, the opposition 448 plays, which is a difference in 103 plays. So somewhere along the line, the Packers either got to put the ball up or run more plays.
Well, David Whiter's passing with a 57.2%. That's 4th best in the NFC, so he can get it to you, and he's going to try now on 3rd down. That's incomplete, intended for Andre Thompson. He was well covered by Luther Bradley. And the Packers will have to punt. There are some boo birds here in Milwaukee's County Stadium.
Both teams in that sub defense, when they bring in those extra backs, are pulling a corner. That time, Luther Bradley on the tight end. Well, so many teams in that sub situation goes to the tight end versus a linebacker, but both teams are using cornerbacks to cover the tight ends.
David Beverly will punt. He's standing just outside his goal line. Ken Calicut, 31, and Ken Ellis, number 48, are awaiting the punt, standing at the Lions' 44. Again, Ellis lost his footing, and the ball comes all the way back to the 31-yard line. And twice now, Kenny Ellis has had problems, and one would wonder about the footwear he's wearing here today. This is natural turf, of course, at County Stadium.
He's just getting his feet crossed up. His shoulders start to move, but his feet are sticking to the ground.
Turns into a 56-yard punt for Green Bay's David Beverly, first down at the 31. Well, next Saturday night, an interesting, fun-filled show for you. The Celebrity Challenge of the Sexes. You're going to be seeing a lot of stars competing in head-to-head competition in sports. People like Charles, Bill Cosby, Red Fox, Tony Tennille, Joan Rivers, and many, many more. 8 o'clock next Saturday night on CBS. First down, Lions at their own 31. Dexter Bussey running hard, cutting back well, and picking up about 6 yards before being stopped by Mike McCoy and the linebacker Mike Douglas, number 53.
There's Bill Curry, the offensive line coach of the Packers, trying to get his men a little more inspired. Of course, they haven't had much field position, and it's difficult to come out of your own end zone all the time.
Mark Concar, Darrell Goforth, left side of that Packers offensive line. 2nd and 4 Lions. The ball is now out at their own 38-yard line. In the I formation. Lawrence Gaines, the lead back. He's playing with a hamstring pull. These teams are really crippled up. Bussey runs into Gaines, who was straightened up as he attempted the block. Douglas made the tackle. Mike Butler, number 77, just held up the blocker Gaines.
Now let's take a look at this. Mike Butler, playing with one arm, does a fine job here for the Packers. Bussey runs right into Gaines. Butler does a fine job piling up the play. There's 53 Douglas in there to help out too. What a play by the Packer defense.
That banner in?
I sure did.
Gotta have that banner in Georgia. Everything's peachy on CBS. Third down as we are beginning play in the second period, and the Lions to our left. Comlow, 3rd and 5, under pressure, is pulled down by Terry Jones. First sack of the afternoon, and it's all the way back to the 26-yard line, where the Lions will have to punt. A loss of 13.
Comlow has good protection here, but his receivers are covered well downfield. There's Terry Jones. The last game he played in was the opener, and he's taken up right where he left off coming into this ball game. Ball's recovered in there by Douglas, 53.
4th down for the Lions as the play was already over, and so it'll be Slider standing at his own 10-yard line. Steve Odom, the lone receiver, standing at the Packers' 39. Bounce. Odom fields at the 31. Odom squirts back out to the 38-yard line. Pulled down by Dave Parkin and Eddie Cole. And so the Green Bay Packers, with a little better field possession this time, will be starting first down. We're still scoreless, just underway in the second period.
Introduce.
Well, there's Comlow taking the headphones off. He was probably listening to Bob Snelker, the receiver and quarterback coach for the Lions, trying to give him a few hints as to possibly what might be open.
Dexter Bussey, number 24, giving some encouragement to the rookie quarterback. First down, Green Bay at their own 38. Wide left is Andre Thompson. Wide right, now in motion back to the ball is James Lofton. First down pass play from Whitehurst. Sideline incomplete, intended for the tight end, Kaufman. On the coverage was Weaver, number 59. Lions have a linebacker named Weaver, Charlie, and the Packers have Gary Weaver.
Well, the Packers start out in good field position, go right to play action. They had Eric Torgelson on the right sideline in the open. Whitehurst didn't see him and came to the tight end instead.
2nd and 10, Green Bay. 14-16 to go first half, no score. Tim Ryan and Roman Gabriel at County Stadium in Milwaukee. A beautiful afternoon, about 50 degrees and bright sunshine. Lofton in motion. That's complete to the tight end, Kaufman. Second-year man from Kansas State. He is close to the first down. 15 catches coming into today's game.
Fine call that time. Kaufman goes down in between the linebacker and the corner and just turns it out, a little hook pattern for the first down. Or close to it.
They're going to measure. Bo Robinson walking the sidelines for the Lions was injured back early in the first period with bruised ribs. It looks like he's coming back to the Lions bench, but he does not have his pads on. And it would seem likely he's not going to return today. First down for Green Bay. Here's Monty Clark. Lions coach got to feel a little bit unhappy, to say the least, that they took the ball, drove right down the field, wound up being stopped inside the 1. They did not elect to go for the field goal, and frankly, I agreed with them. Go for it. Right? They were asserting themselves, and they gave it a good try. It was a great defensive play by Green Bay to stop them. Atkins running well, breaks another tackle and trying to stretch for that first down marker. He'll be marked short, but a real good effort. Finally pulled down by Jimmy Allen, number 40.
Atkins is a big running back. He's 220 pounds, runs a 4.5 40. Comes out here with not a whole lot of help, but he makes it go on his own. Timmy is one of those kind of backs that sort of run in midair, if you know what I mean.
They're high on this young man. Second round pick, pardon me, from Maryland. 79 yards against Atlanta last week. Second, a little more than a yard. Atkins again has the first down, running hard inside the 35 to the 33. Jimmy Allen again on the tackle, and it's well that he was, or Atkins might have got to the sideline and all the way.
There it is, just a little pitch sweep. Back to Atkins again, working on the strength of the Lions defense. Bubba Baker and Doug English. Now let's watch the block here by Torkelson. You have to have this from your fullback to make this play go. Fine block in there on Weaver, number 59.
First down. Green Bay on the 10-yard gain by Atkins. They're at the 34 of Detroit. Whitehurst deep and incomplete for Lofton. Walt Williams on the coverage, and Lofton ran right through Williams as the ball was overthrown, and Williams is down, getting up slowly. He took quite a smack and appeared right on the thigh.
The Packers had the coverage they wanted there, man coverage, but Williams reading the play perfectly. Here it is, ball's overthrown. Williams rolls into this fence down here in the right corner of the end zone. There's really no padding. We were discussing that earlier, Tim. Somebody could get hurt down there.
Well, this is a baseball park, as most sports fans know, and so the configuration of the football field creates short corners in both end zones. In motion comes James Lofton. In motion comes most of the Detroit line. And we'll see who winds up being to blame. Kaufman and Purifoy get up having a few words for each other. 82 and 75.
Looked like there might have been a little false start in there by Larry McCarron, the Eagles center, to draw the Lions off sides. Or the Packers center, rather, not the Eagles. Got the Eagles on my mind.
Infraction against the Lions. Referee Cal Lepore will make it official. Making about as official as you can get right now is marking it off against them.
Encroachment, contact before the snap. 78, defense, second down.
Doug English, number 78. Let's see that one again.
There it is. It's Sanders, number 82, the left tackle.
Well, they blamed it on English. Looked like he was right there with him. Atkins again on second down, and English wraps him up. Got no more than a yard at that on the play. It'll bring up third down for Green Bay, and there's Bo Robinson. And he's getting those ribs wrapped.
Well, they say that he might not play anymore. He's out for the game, we believe.
Cleveland Elam in at defensive tackle, number 72 for Detroit. Acquired in the trade from San Francisco, has had a hand injury in the early part of the season. Third down and 5, Green Bay. Wide right is Andre Thompson. That's Lofton in motion behind him. Whitehurst has time, sideline, incomplete. Lofton could not hold on, and it was Jimmy Allen putting a pop on him as the ball arrived. Williams had the original coverage.
Lofton in motion from the left over to the right side. Play action right. Baker and Purifoy putting on the pressure. Ball is thrown a little behind Lofton and a little high. He possibly still should have caught the ball, but a fine play in there by the Lions defensive back Williams.
Fourth down, Green Bay. They're going to try the field goal. Chester Markole, he's been under some heat in this area so far. He's 2 for 5 this season. Generally reliable field goal kicker, has been having his problems the last couple of weeks. This will be from the 36, a 46-yard try, and that is going to be no good. And so the Green Bay Packers come up empty, as did the Lions on their opening drive, and with 11:21 to go in the first half, the Lions nothing, the Packers nothing. The beauty of roller skating and muscles from the world's strongest men next week on the Sports Spectacular.
Well, there's Al Baker taking some advice from a fine defensive line coach and who was a great player in his own time, Floyd Peters. Baker's probably down there telling those defensive linemen, let's keep it going, because they're the ones got to keep them in the game.
Lions take over on the missed field goal try by Chester Markole. They have first down at their own 28. Lawrence Gaines and Dexter Bussey, the running backs. This is Bussey. Bussey hit hard. Pulled down from behind by English and smacked from in front by Wingo. Gain of maybe a yard and a half. They'll spot it at the 30-yard line.
30-yard line.
There's New England 27, the Bears 7. New England starting to put some points on the board.
Pats are 5-2 now in the AFC East. Bears 3-4. They're in this division. NFC Central. Second. Close to 9. Bussey in motion. Comlow. Open as Scott. Was he inbounds? No. Did not have the ball inbounds. Freddie Scott. It's incomplete.
Comlow dropping back here, has Leonard Thompson on the left side, clearing out down the sideline, opening up that area for Scott. Moves up well in the pocket, something that you learn as you play, and he's doing it well. He's stepping back. Let's take a look at him. He thinks he has it, but Scott's out of bounds. Tough break.
Butler and Barber pinching in from the two defensive ends, and that's where Comlow stepped up well. Third down. Blitzing linebacker, and he moves away from that well. Unloads the ball, and it's incomplete. Intended for Freddie Scott. McCoy and Gray were there. Scott could not hold on. Meanwhile, Comlow took quite a rap just as he released it.
Well, Comlow gets run out of the pocket here by Mike Butler, 77, who's doing real well with that left dislocated elbow. There's Butler running him out of the pocket. Comlow's intended receiver was Washington, who was open, but here he comes to Scott. Boy, he got smacked there. Butler never eases up.
Blitzing linebacker Jim Gainell, number 51, applied the pressure down the middle, and so the Lions will have to punt again. Swider standing at his own 15. Steve Odom awaiting it at the 33 of Green Bay. Good kick by Swider. Backing Odom up all the way to the 25. Good coverage by the Lions. Dave Parkin, reserve defensive back, number 44. And Leonard Thompson, number 39, pinning him down. Good kick by Swider, good coverage. And so the Packers will start from their own 21 when play resumes. 10-12 to go in the first half. Larry Swider tomorrow night on CBS. The White Shadow. Will Coach Reeves go back to a professional team? And then on MASH, Radar says goodbye forever. I thought he did that last week. WKRP in Cincinnati plays baseball against WPIG. Wouldn't miss that. And Lou Grant, one of my favorite shows. That's all tomorrow night on CBS. Atkins, oh, he nearly had all kinds of room. A very good hole at the point of attack, and he was pulled down by Doug Jones, number 46, or he might have gone the distance.
Boy, all we get here is a trap up the middle on English. English playing over the center, McCarron, Atkins makes a fine cut, but there's Doug Jones from the strong safety position coming up to save possibly a great big gainer.
Got only 2 as a result. Fine play by Doug Jones starting in Jimmy Allen's strong safety spot. Allen is at Hunter's free safety position. Hunter out with a calf injury. Atkins again. Atkins is stopped right at the corner. A loose ball. Was it before or after the whistle? It is going to be Detroit ball. The Lions recover. And it looks like number 78, Doug English, came up with a loose ball. So the Lions now with a great opportunity at the Packer 22.
There's a handoff to Atkins going to the right side on a sweep. Let's take a look here. He's hit real hard there by Williams, making a fine play, and he fumbles the ball. That's English with the ball.
So the Lions in excellent scoring position now. 23-yard line. They come out in the eye. Lawrence, Gaines, and Dexter Bussey. Slot right. The slot man in motion is Scott. Play action and incomplete, intended for Gene Washington, number 18. Overthrown by Comlow. Looked like he rushed it a little.
Not a bad job, though, because that time the free safety, number 24, was in there. Johnny Gray was right in the area where Comlow was trying to get the ball, Tim. It might have been an interception if he brought it down.
Second down, Lions. On the fumble recovery by Doug English, they are deep in Packer territory at the 23. Gaines, nowhere. Stacked up by the middle of the Green Bay defense, led by Terry Jones, number 63. 99, Charles Johnson, rookie tackle from Maryland, was there as well. The 3rd pick this year by Green Bay.
Here's a final. Houston 28, Baltimore 16.
Colts continue to suffer. Houston, one of the good teams in the National Football League, moves to 5-2.
Well, this is a down in which the Packer defense has given up yardage consistently. Let's see if they can hold the fort, so to say.
3rd and 9. Big play here for the Lions coming off their fumble recovery. Scott in the slot right, and Comlow, seeing a defensive change in alignment, wants a timeout. And probably under orders from Monty Clark. When in doubt, when you're down there, you better come over and talk it over with us.
Especially if you don't have an audible for the blitz, because they were coming, and it looked as though Comlow didn't have an audible for the blitz.
8:35 to go on this big 3rd down play, and a Detroit timeout. We're scoreless. Third down for the Detroit Lions following their timeout. And they need 9 yards to keep this drive alive following the fumble recovery. So far, it is not a drive. Bussey, good hole, running hard. Bussey is brought down by McCoy. He has a first down at the 11-yard line of Green Bay. Good effort by Dexter Bussey, who came into the game with 218 yards rushing.
Well, this time the Packers outsmarted themselves. They decide to go with a run defense with no blitz. Hand off in there to Bussey, who picks his hole well. Good blocking in there. Going against that 34 defense. And the Lions come up with the first down. Big play.
Big play on 3rd and 9. You just got to expect the pass there. They came up with a big running play.
Well, the Packers, I think, Packers felt that they had fooled Comlow, and they figured they'd come back with a pass. So what they do, they line up in the defense to take away the run, and they still get burnt.
So the Lions now have first down at the 12-yard line of Green Bay. Sellout crowd at Kennedy Stadium in Milwaukee. Hoping the Packers can stop them again, and on this play, it looks like they might. Horace King was hit first by the linebacker, Douglas, 53. Wingo got a piece of him, and he was finally stopped on the corner by McCoy and Butler.
And Mike Douglas is a fine linebacker. He came into this ball game leading the Packer defense in tackles with 50 tackles.
Loss of 5 on the play. So the Packers respond to the first down play by the Lions. They throw them back and make it 2nd and long.
2nd and 15.
Tom Lowe. What a catch! No, it's incomplete. Freddie Scott had that ball in midair, but could not hold it against a tremendous tackle. It was Estes Hood, number 38, on the coverage. Let's see it again.
I tell you what, the guy that makes the play is Johnny Gray, the Packer free safety, reading Tom Lowe's eyes. Ball's thrown up too high. Almost an impossible catch, but he almost made it.
Scott playing with that cast on his left forearm. He's got a broken bone there.
There's a mistake by a first-year player, Tim. Down in here, you don't look at the receiver all the way. You got to go from one side to the other to keep that free safety out of position.
So it is 3rd down and 14 to go. Packers rising up again. They stopped Detroit on the first offensive series of the game. Good rush, and it's incomplete, intended for Leonard Thompson. Tomlow nailed back there. The safety, Luke, was blitzing, and the linebacker, number 52, Gary Weaver, both in to hit him just as he let the ball go. 4th down.
Well, they always said the best defense was for pass rush was a sack, and here it is. Oh, Steve Luke has a fine shot in there. Nobody picked him up. The Lions had too many people in the pattern to pick up the safety.
Benny Ricardo will attempt the field goal try. The Lions were light a man on their special unit, and they're still confused here. They got one too many or one too few. Ricardo from the 24-yard line, and he hits it. That's good concentration.
We got a score.
We finally got some points. A 34-yard field goal by Detroit's Benny Ricardo. And with 7:09 remaining here in the first half, the Lions 3 and Green Bay nothing. Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time on CBS, the stars will come out for the Celebrity Challenge of the Sexes, featuring 30 recording, television, and movie stars competing in high-spirited head-to-head competition. You're going to see the likes of Charo, Bill Cosby, Bobby Vinton, Phyllis George, Lynn Redgrave, the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, Joan Rivers, Red Fox, Leif Garrett, Charlie Pride, many, many more. That Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, the Celebrity Challenge of the Sexes should be fun.
Well, there's Bart Starr, great quarterback, having his problem as a coach here in Green Bay. I can recall coming in here in '67, though, playing the Packers. We got on the board first in the playoff game, and Mr. Starr brought him back. He'll probably do the same thing with this Green Bay ball club once he gets all his players back from that injured reserve list.
Yeah, we mentioned they've got their 2 fine young linebackers, John Anderson and Mike Cotton, out with injuries. Steve Barzalauskas, Ezra Johnson are hurting. Eddie Lee Ivory, outstanding rookie running back. They had high hopes for him, gone for the season with a knee. Barty Smith, starting fullback, is gone. Mark Concar's been bothered with ankle injuries. 2 or 3 other backup people, Rich Newsom, Ron Cassidy out in a tough year. Ricardo's kickoff taken by Odom at the 3, number 84. He can scoot out to the 29-yard line of Green Bay.
28-yard line.
And he is hit there by Dennis Franks, number 58. 25-yard return for Odom.
Dennis Franks in the tackle for Detroit.
You'll always find Dennis Franks, number 58, around that football on those special teams.
Packers ball, first down.
So the Lions capitalized on their fumble recovery. They didn't go very far, 7 yards in 7 plays, but they came up with the only points of the game so far. First down, Packers. I formation. Wide left is Andre Thompson. First down pass. Intercepted by Walt Williams. He'll score. It was intended for Lofton, but Williams was there ahead of him. So the Lions, with a fumble recovery and an interception, have jumped into the lead.
Well, again, Tim, I might point out, there's the experience of a Walt Williams playing the quarterback's eyes. A little short out pattern. Whitehurst dropping straight back. His eyes continually. Let's watch Whitehurst taking a look right here all the way with his receiver And Williams, Johnny on the spot.
So Ricardo in to attempt the point after. A happy Walt Williams celebrates in the Packers end zone. 36 yards. Return of an interception for a touchdown. No good. Hit the upright. Benny Ricardo missing the extra point. And so the Lions, off the interception, have a 9-0 lead with 6:53 remaining here in the first half.
Tim, Benny Ricardo was going for number 44 in a row. He was the third extra point kicker in the league this year, and he misses number 44.
There are the Detroit Lions ready for this kickoff as we remind you about next weekend's action. Here on CBS, you'll see these Green Bay Packers down at Tampa Bay. Washington plays at Philadelphia. The Bears are at Minnesota. Detroit at New Orleans.
Well,
the Giants will be in Kansas City. St. Louis at Dallas. Atlanta at San Francisco. All next Sunday here on CBS. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area.
Well, let's see if Dennis Franks is down there again covering that kickoff.
Lead man will be Steve Odom for the Packers. Ricardo will kick it off. 9-0. Tim Ryan and Roman Gabriel at Milwaukee's County Stadium on a brilliant fall afternoon, about 50 degrees. Good bounce, and Odom has difficulty, and it goes out of bounds off Odom. So the Packers are going to start inside their 10. They're spotted at the 8-yard line. And the Lions get another break off a Packer error once more. Well, the mistakes have hurt this Green Bay club here. And they made that outstanding defensive play, stopping the Lions on the opening drive. But since that time, one error after another has kept them in trouble.
You know, it's the same thing the Lions defense did last week against New England. They created the breaks and actually put points on the board, and they've done the same thing here in the first half against the Packers.
First down for Green Bay from their own 8-yard line.
Got airplanes flying in the booth.
Nate Simpson in the game at running back, number 48. Torkelson off left tackle. It's over the 10-yard line to about the 12. Linebacker O'Neal made the stop on him. Flag down.
Yeah, it might be holding. Where can they move them? They're already in their backyard.
It is against Green Bay. Torkelson and Nate Simpson now the running back. Simpson, a third-year man from Tennessee State. As far as we know, Atkins was not hurt. We did not see him get hurt, and he had been doing some good hard running.
Now that play was a gainer for him. They hit the weakness of the defense against that over. They ran to the bubble where the linebacker was, but they make a mistake and hold.
Now Atkins is coming back into the backfield. Make it John Thompson. John Thompson, number 83, the tight end.
First down.
They're going to go with a two tight end situation here, Tim. Keep the ball on the ground. They don't want to make a mistake here and turn it over.
John Thompson, number 83, joins Paul Coughlin. The wide receiver under Thompson comes out. The 3 Thompsons and 2 Weavers in the game today. We'll keep close track here. Simpson with another flag down, gets over the 5 for a gain of only about a yard. Right side of the Lions defense shut him down. Linebacker Weaver was there, Charlie Weaver.
Now they drew Cleveland Elam off sides. He was lined up over the center. He jumped just before the ball was snapped. Whitehurst using a little Bart Starr move there, going to a different count.
Bubba Baker in on the tackle too, but it's going to go against the Lions, as Roman pointed out. So that helps the Packers back a little
Defense, nose guard, first down.
First down, Green Bay, and about 9 to go. Andre Thompson back in at wide receiver. Wide right goes Lofton. Thompson comes out to the left. Torkelson and Simpson in the eye. Play action. Whitehurst sacked. Close to the goal line. Elam had a shot at him. He was finished off by English and Baker. And a loss back to the 2-yard line. A little about the 2 is where they're going to spot it.
Well, let's watch Cleveland Elam, the right side of your picture. An outside move here on Leotis Harris, 69. Elam, 72, coming free. Makes the first contact off of this play action pass. Actually, Elam created the sack.
Tim Stokes has gone in for Mark Conkar, left tackle, as Conkar went limping off. We mentioned at the top of this telecast that he's been bothered with an ankle injury through much of the early season. Simpson. Pretty good run by Simpson, gets out over the 5. Luther Bradley pulled him down, number 27, with help from Allen, number 40. And he picked up about 4 yards.
Let's take a look at Ed O'Neill coming from his middle linebacker spot. Bradley makes a fine knee-high tackle. Ed O'Neill comes across and helps him out. Right here, there it is. Good shot into the side. That hurts, that stings.
Well, they're back to the original line of scrimmage once more, where it's 3rd down. Ball at the 8-yard line. In motion is Walter Tullis, number 87. 3 wide receivers are in. Out to Torkelson. Gets away from Brooks. Torkelson has a first down out over the 20-yard line. Jimmy Allen tripped him up, and a good effort by Torkelson.
Got a flag there too, Tim.
14-yard gain, and let's see whether it stands. Personal foul signaled against Detroit. So they get 14 and then some. All the way down to the 36-yard line. So the Packers dig themselves out with the help of a couple of penalties.
The Packers.
Personal foul, late hit, 82. Defense, first down.
Ken Sanders with a late hit.
The Packers catch the lines a little unaware here. Charlie Weaver started off the field, came back. They doubled all 3 receivers. Left linebacker here on Torkelson, who makes a fine move. Finally brought down there by Jimmy Allen, number 40.
First down, Green Bay. Simpson, big hole. Flag down. Simpson is hit by Allen. He has first down yardage at midfield. But a flag is down back in the offensive backfield. It's against the Pack. Now they signal offside against Detroit. Referee Cal Lepore is going to sort this one out. First signal was against Green Bay.
Offside, 82. Defense, it's a decline. First down.
Well, turns out well for Green Bay.
Boy, that time they came in and got Ed O'Neill down. And there's Jimmy Allen having to make another tackle in that secondary.
Nate Simpson, the 5th pick in 1977 from Tennessee State, has not seen a whole lot of action. He's running well here today with the injuries to Middleton and Smith. Whitehurst, incomplete. Lofton made a good effort going down for the low ball, but he was already down and could not quite stretch far enough to gather it in.
Well, on this particular play, Timmy, they make the play action fake to the fullback to hold the middle linebacker. They open up an area. Lofton falls down. The ball's still a little low. He could have come up with it, but it would have been a fantastic catch.
Well, you quarterbacks expect him to make those, though. That's all.
He's getting paid to make those kind of catches.
Well, I got to agree with you there. Number 1 picks usually are making a fair amount of dough.
That's right.
Lofton in motion behind the ball. Baker was over the line. Simpson, he's got room on the corner. Simpson has a first down, and if the offside stands against the Lions, they'll have a first down inside the 40 of Detroit.
Baker was drawn off sides, but I have a feeling the Packers will take the gain. Forget about the penalty.
side against Detroit. So it'll be first down for Green Bay now at the 38 as the Packers finally starting to get something going here with 4:59 remaining in the first half.
6-0 defense, penalty fine, first down.
9-0 the score.
Oh, here's Simpson taking the pitch out from Whitehurst, coming around the corner there. Fine block in there by another block. Geez, there's so many of them. It's hard to tell who made the key ones, but there's enough of them to get him upfield.
3 good blocks on the play for the Packers. First down. Eric Torkelson got about 2 before he was stacked up. Doug Jones, a safety, coming up well on the play. Number 46. 6-year man from San Fernando Valley State. Eddie O'Neill has been a linebacker in around as well. It'll be 2nd and 8. The ball right at the 35-yard line of Detroit.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
Well, the Lions have been taking away the outside receivers for the Packers. The Packers making good gains with the backs. We might see them go to the back again.
Slot right, Andre Thompson. Lofton is wide right. Simpson, big hole. Simpson to the 8-yard line of Detroit. Packers threatening with a first down. The man to stop him getting up slowly is Walt Williams, number 21. A 22-yard gain for Nate Simpson. Now remember, Turdell Middleton is normally the halfback. He is dressed but has a slight shoulder separation. Bart Starr didn't want to use him today. Atkins started. Simpson is the 3rd running back in here.
Here they are, trapping English right up the pipe again. Fine running by Simpson. Simpson, 4 carries, 55 yards.
First down, Green Bay. Kaufman. Close to the goal line, but did not get in. Paul Kaufman, the tight end, number 82. Has first down yardage.
Well, it's just a little out pattern or drag pattern by the tight end Kaufman. Fine throw in here by Whitehurst. He caught the Lions with a linebacker trying to cover the tight end. Here it goes again. Let's watch 53 Brooks, a linebacker, trying to cover Kaufman, the tight end. Not able to do it.
Parkelson and Simpson, the running backs. First and goal from the 2. Simpson is stopped at the 1-yard line. Linebacker O'Neill, number 55, and submarining was Baker, number 60.
I'll tell you what, if that guy has a plate, he probably swallowed it because Ed O'Neill popped him so good. Watch this shot. Boy, Simpson knows he's been in the game now. Oh, Ed O'Neill, what a shot.
235 pounds out of Penn State. O'Neill had lost his job to a rookie, Eddie Cole, at the beginning of the season, but he's won it back and played well. 2nd and goal. Stopped again.
He didn't make it. The Lions are tough down there.
Well, this is reminiscent of the opening series where the Packers stopped the Lions in a similar situation. But Detroit leading the game 9-0 at this point, and they're trying not to give up anything. The ball at the 1. 3rd and goal.
Well, you almost got to expect them to try to get outside. They're not going to go up the middle, I wouldn't think. The Lions have been very tough.
Whitehurst at the end. Yes, Whitehurst, touchdown. Right behind his center, Larry McCarron, squeezing between McCarron and the guard, Leotis Harris.
Whitehurst getting good drive blocking by his center, Larry McCarron, and the 2 guards, Leotis Harris and Darrell Goforth, to push it in from 1 yard out. That's sort of reminiscent of the old Bart Starr days. Bart Starr doing the same kind of thing against the Cowboys in the playoff game a few years back.
92 52-yard drive, 12 plays, using 3 penalties and 4:39 on the clock. Marco for the point after, a big one. And he has it. And so, with 2:14 to go in this first half of play, the Packers on the board, and Detroit leads by 2, 9-7.
Well, let's watch the center and 2 guards do a job here on Sanders and English. They open it up there. Sanders was slanting outside, English inside. The 2 guards in center for Green Bay doing a fine job.
So that's how it stands as the shadows now almost completely cover the field here at County Stadium in Milwaukee, with halftime approaching tonight on CBS. 60 Minutes. Find out about how to get low interest money. I'm curious to see about that myself. Archie Bunker's Place follows, One Day at a Time, and then Flesh and Blood we mentioned earlier. I'm particularly looking forward to that. That was an outstanding novel about the boxing world by Pete Hamill. Should make quite a television show. All tonight on CBS. Calicut and Luther Blue are the deep men, and they are standing at the 10-yard line of Detroit as Marco will kick it off. Good boot. Calicut driven back close to the goal line. Calicut got away from one man but was dropped at the 15-yard line. Steve Wagner and number 78 Casey Merrill making the tackle on him. Detroit will start from their own 14, first down.
Well, let's see what the Lions can do coming out of their own backyard. The Packers moved it almost a length of the field for their score. Let's see what the Lions have.
Detroit really has done little offensively since that opening drive in which they came up scoreless. Their points have come following a fumble recovery and off a field goal following that fumble recovery, and an interception by Walt Williams. Slot right. Scott in the slot. Back the other way goes Bussey. Bussey running hard, gets out to the 25-yard line, may have the first down.
That is the 2-minute warning.
Johnny Gray and Mike Douglas making the stop on him, but it's a first down for the Lions as the warning is sounded. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Detroit with a 2-point margin, 9-7. Winding down in the first half, Tim Ryan and Roman Gabriel at County Stadium in Milwaukee. An 11-yard gain for Bussey gives him 52 yards rushing for Detroit. Lions first down. Comlo 4 for 11 passing to this point in the game. We'll try now. Has time. Incomplete. He threw it in front of Freddie Scott. Not a good throw. Second down.
No, not a very good throw. He had time to get the ball there. He short-armed him. Lions only have 2 timeouts left because they took one earlier when Comlo red blitz.
On the Lions 25-yard line.
Packers send in an extra linebacker as we look at the numbers on these quarterbacks.
Not much there. 4 for 12 for Comlo, 3 out of 9 for Whitehurst.
Edwards goes out and Gano is in at linebacker for a 3-4 defense. Comlo complete. Picked up about 6 on the play. Getting it off to Dexter Bussey out of the backfield. Douglas and Wingo, the linebackers, converged on him. It'll be 3rd and 4. Hurry up offense now. Comlo, incomplete, intercepted. Intercepted by Douglas. It popped out of the hands of Bussey. And an alert Mike Douglas grabbed it for the Packers and takes it all the way to the 22-yard line.
Wasn't a bad throw. Bussey had the ball. Let's take a look at it. Comlo comes back to Bussey, who was his second receiver. Good shot by Wingo. And there is Douglas picking it off. Comlo looking to his right here, Tim. Comes back to his secondary man, who's smacked hard in there by Wingo. Ball is lifted off by Douglas.
3rd interception of the season for young Mike Douglas. First down Packers with plenty of time to get some more points. Play action. Sacked. The linebacker, Weaver, number 59, and he had to shake off a pretty good hold on him there by Leotis Harris, who practically tackled him trying to block him out.
Tim, it's a good thing Weaver was there because Kaufman was wide open in the end zone. He had beaten Jimmy Allen.
It is second and about 21. Fighters scrambling. Out of bounds. Picked up a couple. Under pressure. 1:06 to go. Third down.
Dave Purefoy was after him like bees are on honey. Whitehurst did the smart thing. Save your body.
Third and about 16.
Well, they have only Lynn Dickey as their backup quarterback here, too. I would think Bart Starr is telling David, stay alive, young man. We're a little thin at that position.
You could tell he didn't want to go straight upfield.
The ball now at the 29-yard line of Detroit. 1:06 on the clock, third down.
Well, they got Hunter in the game now for Ed O'Neill.
Slot formation right for the Packers. Swing it out. They got blockers in front of Torkelson. Torkelson inside the 15 will be short of the first down. At the 14-yard line, took a pretty good pop when he finally was stopped. Jimmy Allen, number 40. Timeout called by Green Bay. 56 seconds to play in the first half, and they are down by 2 points.
I'll tell you, that was a good call against that sub defense by the Packers. A little quick screen out to the right side. We're going to take a good look at it. The Packers get their offensive lineman out front to the right side. Whitehurst looking downfield, dumps it off to Torkelson. Run those defensive backs off, and you have nothing but linebackers in the way.
Well, David Beverly comes in. Fourth down and 2 yards to go. Chester Marco will attempt the field goal with Beverly holding. And of course, if he is successful, the Packers can go in front. They're spotting it at the 22-yard line. A 32-yard try from Marco. It is good. It is good. And so the Bluebirds now are cheering for Chester Marco, who missed earlier, and has now sent Green Bay in front with 52 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Packers have 10. The Lions have 9.
And we have a ball game, Tim.
We sure do. Next week we'll have some more for you on CBS. Our regional action will be like thus. Green Bay will be at Tampa Bay. Philadelphia will be at Washington, and we had given you that the other way around. Washington is the home team next week. Chicago at Minnesota, Detroit at New Orleans. The Giants are in Kansas City, St. Louis at Dallas, Atlanta at San Francisco. Consult your local listings for the games and times in your area. And don't forget, all the action begins with the NFL today. Brent, Jane, Irv, Jimmy DeGreek, and Jack Whitaker.
The Lions still have 2 timeouts. They have time to put points on the board.
Marco will kick it off. Luther Blue, Ken Calicut. Now the deep man for the Lions, and they've got time to do something. Calicut from the 10. Got to the 21. John Thompson, reserve tight end, stopped them there. Lions will start with 48 seconds to play. Rookie tight end John Thompson from Utah State.
Well, he put a hit on him, too.
Bring the ball to the 21-yard line. First down for the Detroit Lions on their own.
So Jeff Comlow has the plays from Monty Clark. 48 seconds on the clock. 10-9. The Packers lead on the field goal by Marco. Open is Scott. Freddie Scott to the 42-yard line of Detroit. Johnny Gray made the tackle. 35 seconds and ticking. 21-yard gain. Bussey and King are the running backs. Flags down. The Packers across the line.
Earl Edwards jumped off sides. That'll stop the clock for the Lions. They still have 2 left.
Earl Edwards, a veteran, picked up with all of the injuries to the Packers defense. They signed him as a free agent. His last team had been the Cleveland Browns. 11th year veteran in the NFL from Wichita State.
He's always been a real good pass rusher. That's why the Packers have him in there on this situation.
Contact before the snap, 73. Defense, first down.
1st and 5. The ball moved up to the 48-yard line of Detroit. Wide left goes Washington. Scott Wright. Complete to Freddie Scott, out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Green Bay. 22 seconds to go.
That's a fine throw in there. Good call. That time Scott working man on Hood. Also gets a timeout by getting out of bounds.
Leonard Thompson brings the play in. Comlo waiting for Washington to leave, but Washington's going to stay, and Dexter Bussey goes out. So 3 wide receivers are in now for the Lions.
I think Callicut's in the ball game too, Tim. No, he's not.
Now that's Thompson, 39.
That's Thompson.
Now Gene Washington, the 3rd wide receiver, lines up over there. Seemed to be a bit of confusion on this play.
Oh, no.
Well, there was a lot of confusion. Not just a bit.
Well, this is a new look for the Lions. 3 receivers to one side. Be interesting to see what they do out of this.
Well, as you well know, Roman, we've seen a number of teams going to that flood one zone, throw everybody down there and hope something tips in your favor in the final seconds. But with 22 seconds, I think it'd be a little early to go for that.
Quarterback, offense, first down.
Come to be known as the Big Ben play in some circles.
In Philadelphia, they call it the Harold Carmichael play.
With a Hail Mary. 1st and 15. 3 wide receivers out to the left. Screen pass intended for Horace King. He was already down when the ball landed.
Almost looked as though he's throwing it to number 61, the big guard.
Homer Elias. He knew enough not to catch it.
Well, they tried to fool him. They put all 3 guys straight down the pipe. Going to come with a little screen pass.
Gano comes in at linebacker. Edwards goes out. The Packers go to the 3-4. 2nd and 15. Scott wide left. Comlo up the middle for David Hill, and it's incomplete. Looked like Hill tried to one-hand it, and he just dropped it.
Yeah, he should have had the ball. They had a middle linebacker blitz, which opened up that middle area. Evidently, it's his right shoulder that's bothering him because he never raised it to catch the ball.
Well, we mentioned he had a shoulder injury, and
there it is, Tim, right there.
He's too good a receiver to make that kind of an attempt unless that shoulder's bothering him.
I would say so, because he's their leading receiver. Plays both ways all the time, run and pass.
3rd down. Sack. Robert Barber, number 70. Back at the Lions 45 with 8 seconds to play in the half.
Boy, Barber blew right by Carl Baldwin there.
13-yard loss. Lions take the timeout. They've got one more try here with 8 seconds remaining.
Comlo looking downfield, doesn't really have much time as you see Barber coming from the left side. Comlo does a good job of just holding on to the football.
Well, you can see our view somewhat impeded every now and then by that post. You're right. But that keeps us busy. And the Lions, with one more shot, maybe we'll see the real Big Ben. Now they've got the punter in. Now, Swider will stand at the 30-yard line. What do you think? Would you have gone one more time here, Roman, if you had the ball out there?
Well, I think with the record that I was standing with, I might have chanced it.
Throw it deep enough, the odds against a returner a little slender. I'd say this is a little surprising when here.
That's probably going to take 8 seconds on the clock to get one deep.
Yeah, Monty Clark gambled. 4th and 1 on the opening series. This time he didn't. And what can you say? Look at this. Look at this. That is is Ulysses Norris, number 80, reserve tight end, who took an old-fashioned two-handed forward pass from Ed O'Neill.
What a play. What a play.
Meanwhile, Larry Swider, the punter, had a heck of a time fielding a low pass from center. We had a number of things that were unusual on that play. Would you say that's that fair description?
You couldn't have drawn that on the board. No way you could have planned that play.
Well, meanwhile, there must have been a flag down, too, which caught up in that action in the backfield. I didn't see the flag go, but there's some discussion with the officials.
Illegal kicking or loose ball, offense, penalty decline. The half is over.
I think he said that with a certain amount of gratitude. Well, here's an interesting finish of the half.
The ball bounces to Swider. Looked like soccer.
Watch this pass.
Oh, gee.
Great play. Nice catch.
Good stiff arm. Good hit.
Well, that's entertainment. That is entertainment. And so the half comes to an end with the Green Bay Packers holding on to their 10-9 lead. And they should have thrown the long ball with the final play of the half. It couldn't have turned out much worse than that. At halftime here at County Stadium in Milwaukee, the Packers 10, the Lions 9. Tim Ryan and Roman Gabriel here at County Stadium in Milwaukee. It is 10-9 for the Packers over the Lions at halftime. Well, as is common around the entire National Football League these days, tailgating parties prior to the game have become just part of life at NFL stadiums. And we're going to show you how they do it here in Milwaukee, where, boy, they go at it, as you can see. Pretty serious about their tailgate parties here in Milwaukee. That's quite a show. We'll be back with the second half in a moment. The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. We're ready for the second half, a one-point football game. The Green Bay Packers lead at 10-9. Benny Ricardo will kick it off. The Lions to our left in white, the Packers to our right in green. Ryan and Roman Gabriel at County Stadium, where shadows are now completely across the playing surface here. Tough hit on the short kickoff. It was Howard Sampson, number 36, reserve defensive back, returning it for the Packers. Wally Pursuit and Eddie Cole made the tackle on him at the 30-yard line of Green Bay. And you can see they were about as close as you can get, as it's reflected on the scoreboard. 152 total yards for Detroit to 134 for Green Bay. Neither team able to get much of a pass offense going. Conlow 7 for 18. Whitehurst 4 for 10. 10-9 the score. The Packers in front. First down, Green Bay at their own 30-yard line. The motion is Andre Thompson, 89. Back this way comes Simpson, pardon me. Number 48 gets to the 32-yard line. Nate Simpson from Tennessee State. And just if you've joined us along the way, you know both of these teams are injury-racked. The Packers, without both their starting running backs, Turdell Middleton is dressed, but has a slightly separated shoulder. They're holding him out this week. And, of course, Barty Smith injured his knee during practice this past week, is gone for the season. They started Steve Atkins for Middleton. He has since been replaced by Nate Simpson, who is running well. Eric Torkelson is running in Barty Smith's spot. Play action. Whitehurst. Screen to Torkelson. Has a block. Has the first down over the 40-yard line. Pulled down by Baker. Help from the linebacker, Charlie Weaver, number 59.
First down.
Now let's take a look here. Little play action fake to the Torkelson. Setting the screen up right side. See the lineman coming out. There's a good block out front on Ed O'Neill. There's another good block there on the linebacker Brooks. The Packers running this play quite effectively.
By the way, fans of the rule book who wondered if the half could end on a penalty, as it did, it was an offensive penalty, illegally kicking the ball by Detroit. And the half can end on an offensive penalty, not on a defensive penalty. This is Simpson again, kicking his way and running well. Look at that move, away from Williams. Simpson, and he fell down over the 45, or he might have had some more. Excellent running by Nate Simpson to the 40-yard line of Detroit. Weaver finally covered him there. 19-yard gain.
Oh, this time they're running strong right. Simpson cuts back. The Lions over pursue. Watch this block downfield by Andra Thompson on Luther Bradley. Right there. Fine block by the receiver to get Simpson more yardage.
An earlier one by Lofton, number 80 as well. And now Simpson has himself 76 yards on 8 carries. First down, the Pack. Opening series, second half. Torkelson pulled down by Weaver after a gain of about 8.
The key on that play,
And
Tim.
O'Neill there too. Sorry, Roman.
No, the key on that play was Mark Konkar had a fine block. He drove Al Baker right out of the picture. Fine block in there by Konkar, who's been having trouble with injuries.
Darrell Goforth goes limping to the sidelines, number 57. He'll be replaced by Mel Jackson, number 71 for Green Bay at left guard. 2nd and 2. High formation for the Packers. Torkelson the lead back. All kinds of motion. The tight end Kaufman was downfield before the ball was snapped. Kaufman, number 82.
That's a tough play by the Packers. In good position, jump off sides. They were 2nd and 1.5. Now they hurt themselves. They put themselves in a passing situation.
Steve Atkins has come in at running back. First time he's been in since back in the first period. He started the game, number 32 for Green Bay.
Offside, 82, offense, 2nd down.
2nd and 7 for Green Bay. The ball at the 38 of Detroit. 11:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Well, Whitehurst wanted the ball. McCarron didn't want to give it to him. Mix up in the signals and flags down again.
You know, I almost have to think that Whitehurst forgot to count because nobody moved but him.
He didn't have anything to work with, though. He had to go back in there waiting for the ball. Oh, it's been a bit of a long afternoon for both these teams here with mistakes today.
False start, quarterback, offense, 2nd down.
You have so many players hurt. You've got starters out of both your offensive and defensive lineup. These are the kind of things that are going to happen. Look at this.
Boy, Oakland's really storming back 26-6 over Atlanta in the 3rd quarter.
2nd down now and 12 for Green Bay. Whitehurst with time has Atkins. Atkins is hit by Charlie Weaver, number 59. He has nowhere to go. Short of the first down, but it'll bring up 3rd and about a yard, a little more than a yard, for a first down for Green Bay.
The Lions here with their sub defense. Let's take a look at the protection as Whitehurst gets back. The Lions taking away the tight end and outside receivers. Whitehurst going to his back, which he has to do in a situation like this. Big play for the Packers. Bring them back into the ball game at 3rd and 1.
3rd down and Whitehurst brings them out in a wing formation. Torkelson outside nicely, has the first down. The cornerback Williams still can't bring him down. Torkelson battled his way to the 20-yard line. What a great effort. Torkelson, the 6-year handyman from Connecticut.
Play was designed to come inside the tackle, but Torkelson moves outside well. Good blocking out there in front of him. Walt Williams cannot bring him down. He gains 10 more yards with Williams dragging him. Boy, what an effort. This is the kind of effort that can turn a football team on, Tim.
12-yard gain for Torkelson. Packers first down at the Lions 20. In motion, Lofton. Atkins hit by the safety, Doug Jones. And then the big guy gets in on the play. Charlie Weaver, the linebacker. Number 78, the big man, English.
Well, it's about time for the Pack to go up the middle. They had success trapping the nose guard early in the second quarter. They've gone outside now and moved the ball well. The Lions might start trying to take that away from them.
Second and 8. Ball just outside the 18 of the Lions. Packers on the move. 9:36 to go, third period. Green Bay leads 10-9. Slot formation right. Atkins right up the middle. Gets to about the 13 before he's popped, and Romani had that one figured.
Not a bad call, a draw play from the I formation. Atkins doesn't look like he's moving too fast, though. Tim, he looks a little hurt.
Yes, he's limping off now, and I noticed the same thing as you did, Roman. It may be why he was replaced earlier by Simpson. We were unable to get any kind of an injury report on Atkins, but he had started so well that we just expected him to stay in there. And now we bring in Walter Landers for the first time today, number 42. He's coming off a knee injury, was hurt most of last year in Clark College in Georgia. A free agent that they liked last year, and he got hurt. And he's been hurt again this year. In the slot, Lofton, left. Wide left, Andre Thompson. Paul Kaufman, touchdown, Green Bay. Nice play by the Packers. The tight end, Kaufman. And it is 16-9 for the Packers.
That's a great play by the Packers. They had a double slot left with the tight end lined up to the right. We get a play action fake by Whitehurst. He fakes it here. The Landers. Kaufman on the right side of your screen blocks down. Jimmy Allen not able to keep up with him, so Ed O'Neill has to try to cover. You'll see Allen 40 come in the picture late here. Right there, you can see his shoe.
Whitehurst did a good job getting the ball to him. He was under pressure just as he let it go. Kaufman, free agent signed last year out of Kansas State. Packers let Rich McGeorge go, the veteran, and Kaufman has taken over as a tight end, and he had 15 catches coming into the action today. Marco will attempt the point after. It's good. So the Packers, going 70 yards in 9 plays, including 2 penalties, come up with another major score, and they now lead it 17-9. 8:35 to go, third period. Well, next week on the Sports Spec looks like another fine show. World Amateur Roller Skating Championships, and the tough guys, strong guys, world's strongest men. 4:30 Eastern Time. Marco will kick it off for the Packers to our right as we look at Al Baker. Has been a busy man out there today, showing a little fatigue. Calicut, reverse, Leonard Thompson.
Well, he got it on the left side.
Thompson gets all the way to the 35, but flags are down.
There's a mugging over there. 2 Lions on 1 Packer.
We had a little running room up that side momentarily. Gano made the stop. Holding signaled against Detroit.
They're getting a lot of excitement now in this ball game. Little reverse on the kickoff.
17-9, the Packers scoring here on the third period. Whitehurst to Kaufman, a 13-yard touchdown pass. The first touchdown by Kaufman in the National Football League.
Holding number 80 on a return, first down.
Boy, if you're Bart Starr now, you're saying to yourself, we hold them defensively, we get the ball in good field position. We don't have to go far to put points on the board. We can wrap this thing up.
Number 80 is Ulysses Norris, a reserve tight end, called for holding Detroit. So they'll start at the 18-yard line of the Lions. Dexter Bussey, no running room there. Bussey had a good first half with 52 yards. Wingo and Gary Weaver on the tackle for the Packers. He got about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 20. Freddie Scott brings in the play. You see that cast and padding on his left forearm. Wide left goes Leonard Thompson. Split right slightly is Scott. Bussey and King are the running backs. Bussey again. Behind the blocking of Elias. Picked up about 4 more. Butler, the defensive end, made the stop on him.
Butler, tackle.
They spot it just inside the 25. It'll bring 3rd and 4 for the Lions.
The Lions are not straying from their game plan. There's Bart Starr. He's thinking quite a bit about this game. I know he wants it.
Rick Kane in at running back. Bussey goes out. Remember, the Lions lost their starter, Bo Robinson, with bruised ribs back in the first period. Kane and King now the running back pair. Scott in motion. Rick Kane, number 32, trying for the first down, does not get it. The Packers closed up everything on that side. Wingo was there again, number 50. Steve Luke came up from safety to put the initial hit on. And Gary Weaver, number 52. Good defensive work by Green Bay.
The Lions are putting themselves in a hole, Tim. They continue to run the football. The Packers get good field position, put a score on the board. Going to be difficult for the Lions to come back.
Larry Slider. Standing at the 11-yard line. The deep man is Odom at the Packer 36. Maybe they're going to try that play again. It was a long count.
What play was that?
The one that ended the first half. This is Odom. Got to the 39-yard line. He was stopped there by Dave Parkin again, has been doing a good job downfield tackling on those kicking situations. 38-yard punt. Green Bay will start near their own 40, first down. 6:06 to go, third period. Tim Ryan and Roman Gabriel in Milwaukee. Meanwhile, Oakland with a big lead over the Atlanta Falcons, 29-6 in the third period. Here it is, 17-9, Green Bay, and they have first down at their own 40. In motion, Andre Thompson, Landers, and Simpson are the running backs. Whitehurst with time. Now the rush is on. Almost intercepted. The linebacker, Weaver, Macon O'Neal, number 55, had the ball in his hands, could not hold on.
Boy, I'll tell you, he got the pressure. That's the kind of ball you don't want to throw back across. There it is. There's Simpson running downfield, isolated on Charlie Weaver, the linebacker, and he's coming back once he sees Whitehurst in trouble. He's open, but Whitehurst elects to throw back to the middle, which is not too good of a decision.
Second down. Whitehurst, the third-year quarterback from Furman, picked in the 8th round. His counterpart today, Comlo, a 9th-round pick. Delaware, a rookie, 2 young quarterbacks. Simpson hit behind the line of scrimmage. No gain. John Brooks, rookie linebacker from Clemson, on the tackle, number 53. Darrell Goforth, number 57, who went off limping, obviously bothered with an ankle, and he's showing us exactly where it hurts. It hurts right here.
There's those boxing gloves the offensive linemen wear, too, that he has on his left hand to keep their hands from swelling up.
Nell Jackson has been in to replace him, number 71 at left guard. Penalty against the Packers.
Holding. 71. Offense, second down.
The same Mr. Jackson. 2nd and 20. Three wide receivers are in now for the Packers. Walter Tullis replacing the tight end, Kaufman. Tullis is number 87. He comes into the slot. Wide left is Andre Thompson. Wide right is Lofton. Tullis in motion. Whitehurst is dropped. Al Baker. Bubba Baker, number 60, got him around the ankles just when it looked like he might get out of there. All the way back to the 22-yard line.
First sack that Baker has had against Green Bay in 3 games, 2 last year and 1 this year. That's Whitehurst looking over the coverage. He's forced out of the pocket right there by William Gay, and who's there to tie him up but big Al Baker.
Good tackle, diving to catch him just as he was about to get out and get himself some running room or some looking room. Third and very long, Green Bay. 5:26 to go here in the third period. They lead it 17-9. Out for Walter. Landers hit immediately. No gain. Good defensive work by the Detroit Lions.
I think that's Doug Jones who read that play very well.
Yes, it was.
There's Comlo trying to get some help from the press box. He's calling up probably the Bob Snelker.
I hope he's talking to the coach and not any of the media people. He won't get any help there.
Checking on his stats.
Beverly into punt, standing at the 5-yard line. Calicut, Ellis awaiting it back at the Lions 40. Good defensive work by Detroit, helped by a penalty against the Packers. Forcing the punt. It's short, taken at midfield. Ellis, good return inside the 40 to the Green Bay 38. Good field position for the Detroit Lions. Paul Radzinski, reserve linebacker, made the tackle. And with 4:27 to go now in the third period, Detroit is in good position. 17-9, Green Bay leading. Spec next week, 4:30 Eastern Time. Roller skating and strong guys. And what the Packers don't need is another injury. Darrell Goforth just limped off to the locker room. And you're looking at Robert Kimball, a rookie wide receiver from Oklahoma, playing on the specials. He's limping off following that punt coverage.
Well, Tim, the Lions in good field position. You would expect we might see some type of play-action pass or some kind of pass. They haven't thrown the ball much in this second half at this point.
32-yard punt by Beverly led to this good field position. Good return by Kenny Ellis. It was at the 38.
Denver 17, Kansas City nothing in the fourth quarter.
King and Bussey are the Lions running backs. Slot formation left. Motion is Freddie Scott. Up the middle to Washington, incomplete.
Oh, we got a flag on the play.
Coy and Gray on the coverage. He had no opportunity to catch that ball. The flag is in the backfield. Offensive backfield. An apparent holding penalty against Detroit.
They had it covered pretty well then. Comlo held the ball a little too long. He forced Washington to come into Johnny Gray, the free safety. Took a good shot there.
Rick Kane and Leonard Thompson come in for Detroit. Bussey goes out. Washington goes out.
Holding 76 on a takedown. Offense, first down.
Sounds like wrestling.
Carl Balderschweiler with the wrestling move.
First and 20.
Cal Lepore, the referee, with the call. There you see we've had a few, 16 in all. Comlo for Kane, incomplete. Another flag down. Kane was cut by number 52, Gary Weaver, as the ball arrived.
Mike Douglas, 53, the Packers' right linebacker, jumped off sides. A little too edgy.
Kane goes back limping. Lions with people hurt just like the Packers. Robinson left early. Gaines playing with a hamstring pull, and now Kane limping in the backfield. More like a hospital ward out there in this field today here in Milwaukee.
Offside, 5-3, defense, first down.
Mike Douglas, linebacker number 53, offside for Green Bay.
The Packers go back to a 4-man front now. They were in a 34-man front last play, come back to the 4-man front.
First down, 15 to go. 4:18 to go, third period. Green Bay on top, 17-9. Pretty good hole up the middle for Rick Kane. Has the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. Charles Johnson, number 99, made the tackle on him.
Not a bad call there either, Tim. A little trap right up over the center. Those tackles start an outside rush, expecting pass. I think it's split for a long gain.
Leonard Thompson bringing in the play. You can see him talking to Jeff Comlow. It'll be 2nd and 11. Didn't quite get back to the original line of scrimmage. Slot formation left, Lions. Comlow up the middle for Thompson, complete. Leonard Thompson, he'll score, touchdown. Leonard Thompson, perfectly delivered ball from rookie Jeff Comlow, and the Lions are right back in it.
Well, he had both Fred Scott going to the corner, clearing out the underneath coverage. Let's take a look here. On the left side, Leonard Thompson coming in on a 12, about a 12 to 15-yard square in pattern. Fred Scott going to the corner, wide open. Johnny Gray a little out of position, trying to go with Fred Scott.
McCoy, the corner, started the coverage on him, and he was just outrun.
Let's take a look at the pressure here. Comlow, great poise for the first-year man. Smacked real good just as he kicks the ball.
Benny Ricardo's point after is good. And we are back to a one-point ball game. 3:29 remaining. Third quarter, Green Bay 17, Detroit 16. Tim Ryan and Roman Gabriel in Milwaukee, where it's now back to a one-point ball game. The teams have traded touchdowns here in the third. Packers lead it 17-16. Benny Ricardo teeing it up. Deep man for Green Bay is Odom, standing at the 7-yard line of the Packers. Balmy fall afternoon. Sunshine all day today, and of course now the field completely in shade. Ricardo's good kickoff to the 5. Odom. Gets sideline. Out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Good return by Odom. Another injured Packer, that is Kimball. You saw him hurt on a pass on a punt coverage play a few minutes ago. He's got the ice on the knee, will not be playing anymore today. 28-yard return for Odom. 2 plays, 37 yards. 38-yard touchdown pass, Comlow to Thompson to get the Lions back in it. Packers take Andre Thompson off the wing in motion. Nate Simpson flags down. Simpson, good running, picked up about 6 on the play. O'Neal, the middle linebacker, stopped him. Looked like motion against Green Bay.
42 Landers is at fullback now, Tim, and he was moving before the snap.
Walter Landers from Clark College in Georgia, making his first appearance as a Packer this year. Missed almost all of last season with a knee injury.
How about this stat? 11 penalties for Green Bay, but only 49 yards.
We've had a lot of penalties this afternoon.
Illegal motion, 42 offense, first down.
1st and 15, back now at the 28-yard line. Out left comes Andre Thompson. James Lofton, always dangerous. Number 80 is wide right. He can move it. Simpson. Purifoy has him. Purifoy came in unimpeded from the left defensive end spot and arrived at about the time Simpson got the ball. Baker up limping, number 60. Let's see it again, Roman.
Well, they got Lofton in motion back to the left side. Little pitch back, a play they were successful with earlier, but somebody doesn't get pure for it. Tough running when nobody blocks for you.
That'll make it second down back at the 22-yard line. About 25 yards to go. Tullis in motion, 87. Reiters up the middle, Landers incomplete. Charlie Weaver, the linebacker, picked him up. Had he caught the ball, he would have gone no farther.
Al Baker's limping off the field. That's going to be a big miss for the Lions.
William Gay, number 79, comes in, a second-year man from USC who came to the Lions as a tight end. Been converted to defensive tackle.
Now we might see a safe call here. The Pack might go to a screen pass, being that they're ahead and they have, what, 20 yards to go for first down.
Defensive end, I should say, for William Gay. He's in there now. They're down. Slot left, Green Bay. Simpson coming back the other way. Nowhere to go.
Well, that's almost like a screen. It's a safe call, the old Statue of Liberty.
English made the tackle. There is Baker favoring his left knee.
Beverly will do the punting.
It'll be fourth down, Green Bay. Lions fans can only hope that this is not a serious hurt for Baker. He did not limp off in any apparent real serious pain. It's awfully hard to try and figure out, of course, the extent of an injury, but let's hope that it's not serious. Beverly standing at the 10, and here are the deep men for Detroit, Ellis and Callicott. Excellent punt.
Good one to return, though, a low kick.
Ellis at the 39. Racked up at the 44-yard line. John Thompson, that rookie tight end, has been down there in the action on punt coverage, does it again, along with Jim Gano, reserve linebacker.
Now we got
flag down back near the kicker. And Jimmy Allen is down and getting up slowly at the 20-yard line.
Oh, Baker has a bruise to the knee, but nothing serious. He'll probably be back in the ball game.
Allen is up, but limping. Holding is a preliminary signal against Green Bay on the fourth down punt. Now Detroit had a pretty good return to the 45.
Move them back.
45.
Move them back. Make them punt over.
Make them punt it again, and that's what they're going to do. We've got 1:34 remaining here in the third period. Tim Ryan and Roman Gabriel in Milwaukee. Teams have traded touchdowns here in this period. 17-16, Green Bay leads.
Holding, 89. Offense, fourth down.
Andre Thompson is number 89. Beverly will stand on the goal line. Callicott and Ellis are at midfield. Ellis. Well, they gained on that. They're now at the 43-yard line of Green Bay. Picked themselves up about 12 yards on that penalty against the Packers. A 38-yard punt. And Detroit in good field position. They trail by a point. Saturday night here on CBS, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Prime time special you won't want to miss. Celebrity Challenge of the Sexes. Lots of the biggies, including Bill Cosby, Phyllis George, Bobby Vinton, The Temptations, and many more. First down, Lions. Comlo, number 19, the quarterback. Lawrence Gaines, and his blocker was knocked right back into him. Gary Weaver tripped him up. The blocker, Russ Bollinger, was knocked right back into the running back.
Well, the Packers diagnosed that play well. They had the linebackers coming from the inside. Nowhere to go for the Lions offensive running back.
Loss of 3, second and 13.
Well, there's Darrell Goforth walking back down the sideline. He might be ready again.
Extra linebacker in for the Packers. They go to the 3-4. Johnson is out. Slot formation left Detroit. Gaines and Bussey are the running backs. Incomplete, intended for Leonard Thompson. Underthrown.
Well, Comlow had him, but he didn't get the ball up. Not sure whether it was tipped or not, but the ball was thrown into the ground. Had Leonard Thompson on a 15-yard curl pattern.
Third down against Detroit. Have to do something here to take advantage of the good field position that they received after the penalty on the Packers punt.
Well, you know, on that last score to Leonard Thompson, Freddie Scott was open at the corner. Let's see what they do. They might come to the corner to Scott.
Comlow out from the pressure and then dropped. Douglas, to make it 63, Jones, the man to finally stop him as he tried to elude him. He fell down there and was covered by Jones.
That pass rush always does it. Makes the secondary look very good when you get a good pass rush.
Quarterback Jim Comlow.
Fourth down, Detroit.
Lost 4. Fourth down.
Swider standing at his own 34.
Jones will get credit for the tackle.
Odom at the Packer 13. High punt. Fair catch signal at the 15.
Odom making the fair catch on the Packer 14-yard line. First down, Packer.
So Green Bay clinging now to a 1-point lead will have to start at their own 14-yard line. And the Lions can hope that their strong defense will get them the ball back once more. 60 Minutes tonight features a story on borrowing money at low interest rates. Sounds impossible, doesn't it? Well, you'll find out how to do it.
Where do I go? Where do I go to borrow
I don't know.
money?
At least you'll probably see some other people doing it or something like that. Should be interesting, and it'll certainly encourage everybody trying to make a similar loan.
Well, Goforth's back out of the locker room now. Evidently, he's going to suit up and go again. Al Baker's also in the game.
In motion is Lofton behind the ball. Picked up by Williams. They go back the other way with Simpson. Flag down. Simpson forced out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Pickup of a couple, and see what the flag's about. That's going to bring the quarter to a close as well. We still haven't seen the infraction signaled. Doug English is there trying to find out what it's about on behalf of the Detroit Lions, so we'll find out when we come back to resume the play in the fourth period. So far, they've got to render a decision. Looks like they're about to mark it off against Green Bay. Of course, if you turn it around, it would be against Detroit, which they would do when play starts for the fourth quarter. But
yeah, it does look as though they're going to mark it off against the Packers.
Well, they're going to come down and do it all at this end. That much we can tell you. We haven't seen a signal yet. So that's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Green Bay 17, Detroit 16. We now pause for a word from your local station. Was a holding call against Green Bay. Paul Kaufman, number 82, the guilty party. And we are starting play in the fourth quarter now. Nate Simpson, good hole, bashes out over the 15 to the 17-yard line. Dave Purifoy coming back to get him. Good running by Simpson.
Well, that's that trap up the middle that Green Bay ran effectively in the first half. The first time we've seen it in the second half.
Doug Jones was there to assist on the tackle. That'll bring up second and about 8. Ball out at the 17-yard line of Green Bay. The Packers lead at 17 to 16. Wide left goes Andre Thompson. Split right is Lofton. Simpson back to the short side. He's got a hole. Jimmy Allen, sure tackle, but not before the first down gain by Simpson out to the 28-yard line of Green Bay.
Now they bring the man in motion. Pitch back to Simpson. Fine blocking there by Landers, 42, and also number 69, Leotis Harris. But Jimmy Allen playing a fine game from that secondary, comes up and makes the stop.
Art Starr and his staff hoping they can keep moving that ball downfield as they're now in the fourth quarter and have just the 1-point margin. In motion, Thompson. Play action. Intended for Lofton, nearly picked off by Williams, and it could be interference against Lofton.
Offensive pass interference, I believe.
He saw that Williams had the angle on the ball and did all he could do to break it up. And that looks like it is going to be the call, but it may be against Detroit.
It is, Tim. They call it against Detroit.
What do you think, Roman?
That looked to me like Williams was in perfect position, moved on the ball, and Lofton grabbed his arm.
Well, that's the way I saw it, too, but that doesn't count for anything.
Pass interference, 21. Defense, first down.
Well, let's see if the men in the stripes are right.
Good camera work here.
Might have pushed him.
It could have been a bump from behind.
Yeah, Williams might have pushed him before he got himself into position, and that might have been the call. That might have been where the infraction came. All right, nonetheless, first down, Green Bay. Their own 35. Landers. Pulled down by O'Neal and Bradley. No gain.
That Lion defense, they continue to play tough football. Week in and week out, they're always in every game.
And they're missing John Woodcock, their outstanding defensive tackle, gone for the season. Gallagher, another good defensive tackle, has been hurt, hasn't played. Reserve linebacker, the veteran Dave Washington's out with a bad elbow. Today, James Hunter with a calf muscle, so they're really doing a job. Both these teams so badly hurt, and yet putting up a good effort out here today. Slot formation right. Simpson. Excellent defense. Jones, Baker, cutting them down a yard behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the Packers playing a little close to the vest, had 2nd and 10. They go with the run. Of course, they're up by 1 point. Now they have to go to the air. Maybe. Well, here comes that nickel, that 5th back end, replacing Ed O'Neal. Ken Ellis. There's that sub defense we're talking about. 5 defensive backs and 2 linebackers.
L. Jackson in at guard for Harris. Goforth has come back in. For Green Bay, the screen to Landers, running hard. Landers, he needs one more block. Bradley eluded the block. Landers is in. Touchdown. Walter Landers, and guess what? There are no flags now.
Hey, Tim, that's the same play against the same defense. The Packers came up with a big play earlier in the game. Brooks and Weaver blitzing the inside, so that left only four defensive backs in the picture. They're taken out by the receivers. Watch this here, a little screen pass to the right side. We call it a quick screen. Brooks and Weaver take themselves out of the play by blitzing. There goes Landers. Big play by the Packers.
Bradley, the last man with a shot at him, had gotten away from his block, but by the time he got there at the 1-yard line, Landers just put the shoulder down and got himself in. Barco will attempt the point after. 55-yard touchdown play. It's good. Well, that brings the crowd alive here. A sellout crowd in Milwaukee. 11:56 remaining, fourth quarter. Green Bay 24, Detroit 16. I don't know whether this fan's going to have to surrender that football, but we're going to show you how he got it. It looked like he was just plucking a walleye pike out of these Wisconsin waters here. Watch that net go up there. All right.
Boy, with that kind of hand, you don't need 2.
Well, he still got it so far. I think they're going to encourage him to return it. 5 plays, 81 yards, a 55-yard touchdown pass to Walter Landers. Who's Walter Landers? Second-year man from Clark College in Georgia. Hurt all of last year and so far all of this year until today. The kickoff is taken by Calicut. Calicut over the 25, and flags are down again.
Yeah, we got a clip on Dave Parkin, number 44 of the Lions.
Casey Merrill made the tackle.
That's going to hurt the Lions. That's going to back them up even more than they are right now.
24-16. Green Bay in front. Clipping is the sign against Detroit. 11:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. Remember, 60 Minutes follows our game here on CBS. Always interesting.
Personal foul, clipping 44 on a return. It's a first down.
Roman called it on Parkin.
All right, there it is. Dave Parkin, 44. I think that was a blatant clip right in the back.
That's a first down at the 10-yard line for Detroit. Bussey just over the line of scrimmage. Little mix-up there on the turn by Comlow, and that slowed up the play.
Well, the Lions aren't straying from their game plan. They continue to run on first down.
Barber and number 99, Johnson, made the tackle.
Well, there's two great quarterbacks discussing the strategy. Bart Starr and Zeke Bradkowski. Both of them can probably still play.
Yeah, they're in great shape. Man.
They are. We caught Zeke running, jogging yesterday.
Right through the Milwaukee traffic. Second down. Comlow out for King. Tripped up by Wingo, finished off, trying to get to that first down marker, and he'll be close.
Good effort by King coming out of the backfield. Isolated on the linebacker, John Brooks.
Estes Hood came up to get him, but he got the yardage.
That was pure second effort to get that yardage.
Washington brings the play in, number 18 for Detroit. First down at the 20. Boy, that point going to turn out to be a factor in this game if the Lions can drive it up. Time is now becoming a factor. Comlow deep for David Hill, the tight end, and it's incomplete. Nearly made a super catch, and David Hill is hurt. Remember, he came into the game with a bad shoulder. McCoy on the coverage with help from the safety.
Actually, Tim, that was a prayer. He threw up a prayer. Dave Hill almost made the great play and saved the interception and almost made a completion. The Packers in a four-man rush. Comlow has good time here. Just throws it up. There's Hill double covered.
Second and 10.
What a good athlete. He lands heavily, and he's over there favoring his shoulder on the Lions sideline.
Now you got Ulysses Norris in the ball game, number 80.
The rookie, number 4 pick out of Georgia. Slot right. Comlow. Good catch. Leonard Thompson has the first down out at the 38. Estes Hood. And Wiley Turner, number 20, on the tackle. Turner, the 5th defensive back in. 18-yard gain and a first down.
A good throw and a good route. A little 15-yard curl pattern downfield. Comlow has good time to get the ball there. Thompson up high to get it. And the Lions keep the drive going. Time's running out.
David Hill is back in there. What a tough guy. Number 81. There's Norris going to the sideline. Monty Clark looking on. He knows this game's got a long way to go. Comlow. Horace King does not get the block down there, but still picked up about 5. Charles Johnson and then Luke and Gray, the safeties, coming up. All in on the tackle. A little less than 5.
Again, the Lions isolate their running back, Horace King, on Douglas. Difficult coverage for a linebacker on a good back.
Norris just came back in. I suspect Hill might have put himself in the game on that last play just because he wanted to be out there, and they've lifted him back out. I'm sure that they would prefer that he doesn't play, possibly re-injure that shoulder. We'll see whether he plays any more today. Around comes Thompson. He's got some room. He needs a block. And Luke, number 46, and Hood, number 38, stop him right near that 10-yard marker. So, well, yes, he got it. Got it by about a yard. So they're out at midfield with a first down.
A little razzle-dazzle reverse gets him the first down.
Washington brings the play in. 13 first downs for Detroit. Wide left comes Washington. Scott in the slot. Lions driving. Dexter Bussey. Bussey has a first down. Good hole, good running by Dexter Bussey. Comlo is now 11 for 24 and 159 yards unofficially.
Well, they've got the Packers guessing now. Here's a little trap play right up the middle. Bussey with good running. Lions mixing up their passing and running, keeping the Packers off balance.
Hood, Luke, Gray all in on the tackle. 72 yards rushing for Bussey now. First down, Lions, slot left. They got it. Butler dropping Comlo back at the 48 of Detroit. They're going to mark it at midfield.
Big
Loss
play.
of 16.
Big play by the Lions, or by the Packer defense. That's Mike Butler, 77, who's having a whale of a game.
Lions had it going.
Butler lined up over here on the left side of your screen on Keith Dorney, the rookie tackle. Butler just blew by.
7:05 to go. If the Lions do get on the board and get the extra point, remember that missed extra point by Ricardo that hit the upright. He doesn't miss them very often at all. Could still be a factor in this game. Right now, the Packer defense is trying to deny the first touchdown. Bussey shut down right at the 50-yard line. No gain. Wingo and Weaver.
Tim, I have to feel that was an audible. Steve Luke came up in the safety blitz position from his strong safety. They moved the tight end in and went to a run. Evidently, they go to a run versus the safety blitz.
Third and long at midfield. Big play here, obviously, for Detroit. They trailed 24-16. They had a drive going until the big sack. Three-man rush. Up the middle, complete. Short of the first down, but what a big play. They've got a shot at it from here. They're at the 30-yard line. Johnny Gray on the coverage against Freddie Scott.
Boy, this is a fine play. Packers in the 34 defense, three-man rush. Comlo, good protection. Right in the slot to Freddie Scott. Johnny Gray, the free safety, tags him.
Good throw by that rookie Comlo. Continues to show a lot of poise. If things go badly for him, he just hangs in there and plays the next play. That's what you want.
Now this is a big down, fourth and about a yard and a half.
Leonard Thompson in. He was not on the field in time to know what the play was. And Comlo has to take the time out. 5:24 remaining in the fourth period. Green Bay 24, Detroit 16. Yeah, lots of action again next week here on CBS. Check your local listings for the games and times in your area. Right here, 5:24 to go, fourth quarter. 24-16, Green Bay. Comlo got the play from Monty Clark. It cost him a timeout to get it. Lions were slow getting their man onto the field. Thompson didn't know the play. Leonard Thompson. Fourth and a yard and a half. Dexter Bussey.
He didn't make it.
Bussey's had a big day, but they really piled it up. Douglas, Wingo. Pinching in from the linebacker spots. And the lineman at the bottom stacking it up. It would appear to be short. And twice the Packers have stopped the Lions in 4th and short. Early in the game, the Lions failed to score from the 1-yard line. And this time the Packers stopped them at a crucial 4th down at the 29.
The Packers are overshifted to their left side. The weakness to the defense is back to the right. Ooh.
Douglas for 53, and there's Wingo again. We'll be right back.
Came on 19.
Wow, the Raiders are having some fun out there at home against Atlanta. Look at that score. All right, Green Bay leading 24-16 here. Stopping the Lions, they have 1st down, and Simpson picks up about 4, digging it out to the 33-yard line.
Hey, Tim, the big difference in this ball game today thus far is the Lions only able to convert 4 out of 16 on 3rd down. Green Bay 5 out of 11.
Doug English made the tackle on that last play for Detroit, number 78. San Diego in front of Seattle 20-10. The Chargers, a serious team this year. Slot formation right, that's Andre Thompson in motion. Bradley picks him up. Nate Simpson. Simpson running hard, has the 1st down. Knocked out at the 42-yard line. Good block by Darrell Goforth.
Darrell Goforth back in the ball game just in the nick of the time. Pulls from his right or left guard position leading this play. Number 57 on the left side of your picture. Watch Darrell Goforth lead Simpson right there. A big block on Luther Bradley.
And you can see Walter Landers with a good block too at the line of scrimmage, and Landers has done a good job coming into this ball game. He's the 3rd fullback. Smith out with a knee injury. Torkelson started, suffered a leg cramp. Landers has been doing well, including a 55-yard touchdown, but he is nailed there by Charlie Weaver as the Lions really were coming.
Well, Simpson has 107 yards in a ball game. He just lost a couple of those.
Landers, that was that time.
No, that was Landers.
Yeah, and he was really decked.
Oh, he lost his feet, tripped over his own toe.
2nd and 14.
2nd down, a loss of 4. Almost 4. We'll call it 2nd and 13. Detroit trying to get that ball back. The clock working against them. 3:58 to go regulation time. Nate Simpson. Nowhere to go.
Stay in bounds.
Forced out by Doug Jones. And Nate Simpson with 107 yards rushing. His first 100-yard game, and he's coming in there replacing Turdell Middleton and Steve Atkins. So we're really down to 2 third-string running backs for the Packers today, and they have been doing a fine job.
You would think they've been playing all year long the way they've been moving that football.
3rd down. Lost for about a yard there. Lions defense continues to be tough. This is Landers. Landers will be short of the 1st down, but not by a whole lot, about a yard. He made a real good effort.
Well, the guy for the Lions who made a big play and slowing him down just a little bit was Ed O'Neill as he reached over the blocker.
So the Packers will punt. They're 4th and about a yard and a half near midfield. 3:19 on the clock. They lead 24-16. The Lions will have to do something in a hurry.
The Lions with only 2 timeouts because they had to use one earlier. That could affect them in the latter part of this game.
Big 4th down play by the Packers, stopping the Lions on that last series. Beverly to punt. Kenny Ellis, lone receiver at the 10. Beverly nearly blocked. Ellis at his 21 hit immediately. Andre Thompson, number 89 on the hit. And the Lions will start from their own 20-yard line. Tim Ryan and Roman Gabriel in Milwaukee. 2:44 to go. The Lions up against it. And remember, all of these fine programs upcoming on CBS, and you will see them in their entirety. We're going to be running over the normal start time for 60 minutes, and you will not miss a thing. They will start after the game is over. First down, Lions. The rookie Comlow. He's got time. He's got David Hill open. Short of the first down, but a gain of about 8, maybe 9, out to the 30-yard line of Detroit. Linebacker Jim Gano, an extra linebacker in there in these obvious passing situations now, made the tackle.
Well, let's take a look at Dave Hill. Comes off inside, looking for the open area. He's running this pattern on a linebacker, makes a fine grab here. The Lions need more yardage. They have to continue to throw the football at this point of the game.
They must score twice in order to win, obviously. 24-16 is the score. Slot formation left. In motion. Freddie Scott. Quickly to Scott. Trying to get blockers in front of him. Do not do it in time. Loose ball. Barber hit him. The ball is loose, and it appears to be a Packer football. Yes, it is. Green Bay ball. Butler made the hit. The ball came loose, and one of the Packers came up with it.
Scott didn't look as though he had time to pull the thing down before he got blasted.
Looked like Gary Weaver with the fumble recovery. We'll see it again.
All this is a little quick screen out to the outside receiver, Freddie Scott. Ball was a little high. Well, he did have time to pull it down, but he just took a shot there by Butler, 77.
So 1:55 remains in the fourth quarter, and the Packers are in command. Green Bay Packers trailed in this football game 9-0 back in the second period, but they are now in control with a fumble recovery by Gary Weaver off a drop by Freddie Scott, following a hit by Mike Butler, the tough Green Bay defensive end. 1:55 to go. First down, Green Bay at the Detroit 32. In motion is James Lofton, number 80. Nate Simpson, a 100-yard man today for Green Bay. Gets a couple to the 30. A flag is down. Dexter Bussey, 72 yards rushing for Detroit, has been their leading man today. Bo Robinson went out early with bruised ribs.
Well, this is a time in the game when the quarterback tries to take as many seconds off of that clock as he can. Tell those running backs to hold onto the ball with 2 arms, because you know the Lions are going to try to script it.
Penalty would appear to be against the Pack. Next week, Green Bay is at Tampa Bay. If they can win here today, they move to 3-4.
Offense, penalty decline, second down.
The story from referee Cal Lepore. Detroit will be at New Orleans, and New Orleans mopped up on Tampa Bay today. Archie Manning must have had himself some kind of afternoon against that tough Buccaneer defense.
Well, Oakland 50, Atlanta 19 now in the fourth quarter. Kansas City 10, Denver 24 in the fourth.
Second and 9. Green Bay in the eye, Landers and Simpson. Simpson gets away from Charlie Weaver, and look at Nate Simpson run inside the 20. First down, Green Bay. O'Neal finally got him. Nate Simpson having himself some kind of an afternoon.
Boy, I wonder where this guy's been.
Well, he can't get past Turdell Middleton, or hadn't been able to in the past. Middleton with a shoulder injury, not playing today.
All it is a draw play from the I formation. He fakes Weaver out. Weaver could have made the play. Simpson with great quickness gets by Luther Bradley, and there's Ed O'Neal to make the tackle.
Baseball score in the 8th inning. Pittsburgh leading Baltimore 4-1. Pirates trying to stay alive. Look at Simpson running so hard and well here today. Cutting well. A great afternoon. Timeout called. 1:18 on the clock. Next Saturday night here on CBS, the Celebrity Challenge of the Sexes. People like Bobby Vinton, Lynn Redgrave, Joan Rivers, Red Fox, Leif Garrett, Charlie Pride, many more. And they're involved in some sporting events. Lots of fun on the Celebrity Challenge of the Sexes, 8 o'clock next Saturday night here on CBS. And again, a reminder that the entire schedule for tonight on CBS will be seen in its entirety. We'll be going to 60 minutes following our telecast, and you won't miss a thing.
Tim, all the Packers have to do here now is lay on the ball. The Lions with one timeout left. They cannot stop the clock more than once. Packers have the game if they just keep the ball. Don't fumble it.
Lonnie Clark obviously concerned. His club facing another defeat today. It would leave them at 1-6. Pack to move to 3-4. Struggling along without Gary Danielson. Number one quarterback. Jeff Comlow, mind you, has been doing a good job under the circumstances. Lots of injuries. Waller Landers for the Packers. Gets to the 15 and
timeout.
Lions again. No, this time
that's their last timeout for this half.
Well, they signaled the timeout for Green Bay. They announced here that the timeout was taken by Detroit, but one would have to assume that it was taken by the Lions.
Yeah, I don't understand why the Packers would even think timeout.
Well, they signaled it that way, and that may have just been a mistake on the part of the official on the field because they announced it as being a Detroit timeout. But of course, Whitehurst hustled on over there to talk to Bart Starr and Zeke Bratkowski.
What can they tell him with 1:13 to go in the ball game?
Don't lose the ball. Well, at 60 minutes immediately following our telecast, we'll find out about borrowing a couple of $1 million at interest rates so low your banker would laugh at you. Do you need a couple of million? Want to get it at low interest?
I need it.
Don't we all? Settle for even half of that. Let's find out how you do it on 60 Minutes next.
Quarterback is going to take the ball from center and lay down on it. That's going to be the big play.
1:13 on the clock. Second down at the close to the 15-yard line. Clock will start when the ball is snapped. They've got 3 men in the backfield, as you can see. That's just to make sure nobody gets loose with a loose ball. Looks like Walter Tullis, number 87. Yes, it is. He's a very speedy wide receiver they put into that kind of tailback position. And the clock is ticking away. They're down to less than a minute now. The ball resting at the 16-yard line. Walter Tullis, a wide receiver, will sit back there just in case the ball comes loose and the Lion starts to head downfield.
Looks like the old short punt formation.
Yep. 40 seconds to go. Third down. Well, the Lions have been scrappy in this game. Their defense has just never quit throughout this football game. Whitehurst lies down on it again. Gets it down to 25 and counting. The Green Bay Packers, coming from behind a 9-0 deficit in this football game, are on the verge of a 24-16 victory over the Detroit Lions. Two teams struggling in the NFC Central, but they certainly gave a lot of effort out here today, and some new stars were made. Nate Simpson, Walter Landers for the Packers. And a valiant Detroit defense doing a good job again, and that's it. So it is all over in Milwaukee, and a sellout crowd at County Stadium watches the Green Bay Packers win their 3rd game of the season against 40 feet. Detroit falls to 1-6. Next week, Green Bay at Tampa Bay and Detroit at New Orleans. So for Roman Gabriel, this is Tim Ryan thanking our entire crew here in Milwaukee, and you're seeing the names of just a few of the gentlemen responsible for putting the pictures on the air this afternoon. There are still a few minutes remaining in the game out at Oakland, and let's go out and join Atlanta at Oakland here on CBS.